ransom. I'm in the field, 2-minute drill, highlight reel. Let's review, what's the deal, okay? Watching footage going out of control. Buckle up, we got an hour to go, so let's go, that's straight heat. Ain't no chillin' around here, back to back, Nat Chance, how we feelin' around here? Got my whole squad in the building around here. If my name ain't on it, then I really don't care. Come on. 3-point stance, we advance. Ball in my hands, I don't take no chance. Touchdown dance, that's my jam. No hot takes, this is nothing but rants.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the Film Guide Network on a fabulous Tuesday evening here on the show. It's going to be a chaotic one. It's going to be a hectic one. I have no idea what we're talking about. The boys have the rundown. I'm fresh off the trail. Kirby's running point tonight, so lock in. Speaking of locking in, ball knowledge. Yeah, ought to be a good one. Excited to have it. My job, off rip, is to tell you to like, subscribe, tell a friend. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, do so. If you haven't told a friend about this place, run and do that. What are we talking about tonight, Christian Kirby? Welcome in tonight, boys, by the way. How are y'all?
Thank you. Thank you.
Doing
Very
good?
well. Very well.
Good. What we got?
I just realized you answered my question on the board. Number one, first thing we have is there have been some more lawsuits to come down against the NCAA. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about, hey, we've got a return of Greg Says.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Greg Says?
I knew that would get you excited.
I didn't even see it in the notes.
Might get you angered, though. I got to be honest.
Oh,
This is not a good Greg Says. This is not the moon landing's fake.
Greg.
This is bad Greg Says. Puff pieces around college football are in full swing this time of year.
I did read this one, and this is a pub piece of all pub pieces. This takes the cake.
Oh, for sure. We're going to take a look at the top 10 highest paid coaches in college football right now with all the contract expansions and all those things coming out. Figure we'll take a look at those and see who we think is overvalued, undervalued. We're going to do a momentum check now that spring practice is officially over. We are in the summer months. Kind of see which teams gained momentum, lost momentum, and which ones kind of just stayed net neutral throughout. And then finally, we will talk about agree or disagree, where I'll give you some narratives that we talk about, and we will agree or disagree with them. So, very fun show for you guys tonight. Starting off with, go ahead. Yes, Brooks.
I was just going to tell you, I played catch with a Power 4 starting quarterback today.
Very
or at least
nice.
penciled in to do so.
What was his name?
Boy, he was spinning it. We'll talk about it maybe the local hour.
Okay.
Were you trying to one-up him? Were you like, oh, that's a good throw?
No, not at all. Because you can't. I mean, I was more like, ow. Heavy ball. Heavy football.
Can't throw touch throws then. Not good.
Oh, no, he can. But, man, yeah. Always love getting a good yoss in, especially with someone who can flat out spin it. But, yeah, where are we starting tonight?
We're starting off tonight with a former college football player, now an NFL player, Jameson Williams, who is reportedly suing the Big Ten and the SEC for damages based on the fact that he did not receive, quote, proper NIL compensation. For those who don't remember, Jameson Williams was on the Ohio State roster from the 2019 and 2020 seasons, then transferred to Alabama for the 21 season, had a really good season with them before tearing his ACL, unfortunately, towards the end of the year. Missed that. Was still a first-round pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. He is now coming back and suing Big Ten and SEC schools based on lost damages because it kind of overlaps in that NIL era. And the quote from this is, from the legal side of this is, Williams has received no fair compensation from defendants for the full commercial value of his name, image, and likeness. Defendants continuously financially benefited from Jameson Williams' name, image, and likeness while also doing so without proving him just compensation.
Is there anything in the readings that say how much he's trying to sue for?
I did not see.
I didn't see him out.
I read a couple of articles.
This dude's worth like $60 million, isn't he?
Oh, I mean, he was.
Yeah,
What are we
around there?
What are we doing?
Well, and
Why are we doing this?
And based on what I read too, I think this is more so. It also has to do with I think it also has to do with they're using commercials now that have him as an Alabama player, and he is not being paid for those. So he's saying that they are marketing him right now, and he's not being paid for that.
Then, even if you're worth hundreds of millions of dollars, every penny's worth it when it comes to your. I would imagine athletes nowadays, at least their representation, are looking at them no different than artists, like musicians.
Right.
Like if you use any part of my song, I need a penny on every dollar that song makes. Same thing here, I would imagine. But it does seem a little, not to continue the idioms here, it does seem a little penny pinching for a guy who's got plenty of money. I expect this from a guy who maybe got like UDFA'd, undrafted free agent, spent like 2 years, didn't get NFL retirement, and is now like, hey, y'all, I'm up on the commercials because I'm a dude. Like Diego Pavia 3 years from now, I could see this.
Right.
No offense to him, but I could see this if it doesn't turn out to be. But J-Mo's a first-round draft pick going on second contract.
Yeah. If Diego
ridiculous.
doesn't take Lamar's job, you could see that.
Yeah, the best joke I saw on that all week was it was really rude of the Baltimore Ravens to invite him to minicamp. Why didn't they invite him to regular camp?
Yeah.
That was funny.
That's tough.
Did I see they signed him to a 3-year deal?
Yes. So they invited him to
there you go.
minicamp, and
He
then
done.
they went ahead and
Why not
signed
just
him to a
draft him at
contract.
that point?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the Baltimore Ravens why.
It's a great scheme fit for him, at least behind the guy.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
But going back to this Jameson Williams thing, apparently, and I did not do the research on what these are, but the claims are that the NCAA is violating the Cartwright Act, the Unfair Practices Act, and the Sherman Antitrust and Lanham Act. So I'm not sure what necessarily.
Those sound important.
They sound
do.
very important.
They
They sound
sound
official,
important.
and they sound like they've been around for a good bit. So I don't know what's going to come of this, but I do think that it could potentially open the door depending on, because we've seen commercials all the time with former players, and like even like Hulu has live sports when it's showing games being played. Very much so players that were on college sports 10 years ago did not receive payment during that time. So who knows what's going to come of it. But
Tebow needs to sue the SEC, but instead of getting money, every time they show his image, you have to put a message that he has given. Like whether it be about child sex trafficking or something, one of the very important causes that he is doing in this world. Every time you show him, like with the paint on his face against Florida State, ought to be right there in the corner, ways to help his causes.
Yeah, but I mean, this also does beg.
All jokes aside, but yes, serious.
Well, this also does beg the question too of like the CBS Sports intros, the College Game Day intros, all of these things where they're playing like 3-second highlight clips from certain
retro
players.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like. Are those players being compensated for that? Do they have an avenue to sue? Because, I mean, this is very clearly something that Jameson Williams' legal team said, hey, we have an opportunity here. The NCAA is kind of – I would imagine they would even be willing to settle out of court for this.
I wonder who his agent representation is.
Did not research that, but it –
And I know law representation and agent representation are two totally different things, but if this agent – sees one of his clients having tremendous amounts of success doing something like this, I'm more worried about this setting precedents.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Jameson Williams is represented by Rocky Acrino of Alliance Sports.
Alliance Sports.
Ooh, they have an alliance.
Okay.
It's not good.
Never heard of him. But anyways, yeah, I don't necessarily love the story, but I understand what we're doing here. We're a business. You didn't get to capitalize on the NIL stuff. They're using your imaging all over the place. Both conferences, apparently.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
they covered all the bases.
I mean, we don't call Prince a penny pincher when he was out here licensing his worth to its ultimate efficiency.
A symbol.
Yeah. So
He turned it like the artist. He made himself a symbol.
Oh, I thought you said a symbol, not a symbol.
Ah, yes.
I'm like, is that an album? I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
But yeah, I just know of him as the guy that like most squeezed the money out of his own rights. Oh, and Soulja Boy, of course.
Ah, yes.
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 So J-Mo pulling a Soulja Boy here.
Essentially.
That's all.
In a way, yeah. All right, where would you like to go next? Would you like to go to
Your
Greg
show,
Says?
dude. I'm just an innocent
Well,
bystander.
I'm giving you the choices. Would you like
Oh.
Greg Says?
Oh, here
or
we
would
go.
you
Are
like
you going to
Here we go.
properly play this game? Like how we play this on the
I'd
show?
be
Are you
careful,
gonna
by the way.
properly play
I'd be
this?
careful, by the way, because this might end up being your bit instead of Jonathan's if you don't do me right here. So go ahead.
You have two choices. You
Two.
have Greg Says
Is there a
or
right answer?
There's always a right answer.
Okay. What do we got?
You have Greg Says or head coach fluff pieces are in full swing.
You know, the fluff piece a little more time efficient, and like pressing. Greg Says is a hit though. I want Greg Says.
Ooh, lucky guess.
Oh yeah.
All right, for those who don't know, Greg Says.
That's how it's done, by the way, Jonathan.
I do that every time, and somehow I'm still wrong every single time. Lo and behold, can't ever get it right for some reason.
For those who don't know, Greg Says is a segment that we have, particularly in the offseason, where college football analyst Greg McElroy will say something that we discuss because we are so starved for anyone giving takes this time of year. It's typically sometimes we get a Paul Feinbaum Says, but today it is Greg Says. And this episode, Brooks, I think will make you, and honestly Jay will, not very happy.
I think I just got a glance at what this is, and I'm already not happy.
So, Greg says that the number one quarterback in college football is Julian Sayin.
Okay, did he explain himself?
He did explain why. He talked about how he was the most accurate. He's one of the best at placing footballs, mentioned all the statistics, how he didn't have any
Whoa.
interceptions last year.
Accuracy and ball placement are identical traits.
yeah.
So if we're rattling off like 5 tools and
Well-
we get to accuracy and ball placement, it's like one and the same.
He referenced completion percentage, citing
Three
it
in the
as,
same.
citing it as accuracy, and then
Three
cited
in the same.
Julian
So, yeah.
Sayin is good with ball placement, accuracy, always gets it in the receiver's hands
Completion
every
percentage
time.
is really, really
Completion
high.
percentage is really high. Doesn't have errant misses.
Now here's my
These are all knowns. These, and by the way, all facts.
Yeah.
Like no debates
For
here.
sure.
The most accurate quarterback in college football.
Here's my favorite part about it. He's talking about how great he was throughout the entire season. Then it gets to the Indiana game and the Miami game where obviously did not play well. The narrative is essentially against the two best teams he played, Julian Sayin essentially turtle-shelled. And he goes, didn't have great games against Indiana, Miami. That's all right. He's going to use those as motivation. That's fuel for next year. So just a complete spin by Greg there. And also says that he watched the Ohio State spring game, and you did a film study on the day. He's more mobile. He's more willing to take the ball down and run this year. So those are the 3 reasons essentially why he has Julian Sayin as the number 1 quarterback in college football.
We watched the first half. There wasn't a scramble. There was some moving off spots and getting rid of the ball.
I was about to say, well, he was mobile because he had to be, first off.
I have Ohio State spring game notes if you want them. I know it's y'all's show.
That's a good transition, actually.
But I
once
have
we-
these now.
Once
Yeah,
we
might as
finish
well.
this
We're
topic.
talking about it. I would imagine there's some Buckeye fans watching tonight, so we'll give them the rundown. The reason he was running for his life, or at least pushed off the spot all day long, is because there's 2 starting offensive tackles were not available. So it was the 2s and the 3s tackles playing all day long against a defensive end group that is not to be trifled with this year. And that was my primary takeaway. Like, Greg's right. If you watch Julian in the spring game, the ball placement is immaculate. Like, there is no doubt about that. There is not a spot 25 and in that dude can't hit. Like, he is Tom Glavine. He is Greg Maddux. He is ball placement. All right, this dude has no walks on the tape for sure. There's no doubt about that. But they struggled to protect him because, again, the tackles were not available, the premier tackles on this roster. And this defensive end unit, guys, they are going to give everybody's ones. They're going to give everybody starting groups problems. Kenyatta Jackson is back, and I talked about on the film study. This is one of those dozen to almost 20 college football players. It feels like where I look at them and I'm like, what the hell are you doing back in college football? Why are you not making $8 million right now as the 58th overall selection in the second round? Oh, because you're making $2.5 million right now, or $2 million at Ohio State, or 1.8 or whatever the hell it is, and you're going to come back for a 4th year and maybe be a top 20 pick if you play that much better, and he probably will. Bo Atkinson, same situation, but I don't think he had that much of a boom year last year, transferring over from North Carolina. He is massive. Both those guys, 6'6", 255 pounds plus. And then Zion Grady comes in. This is a former, I think, top 45 recruit out of Enterprise, Alabama. Goes up there to Ohio State. Showed promise last year as a rusher, as an early freshman. And now as a sophomore, guys, he's going to get home. He's going to get home a lot this year for this football team. And that doesn't even account for Quay Rousseau, which last year going into the year, Quay Rousseau was Alabama's rush piece. He was like their next thing. And Yanze Pierre outplayed him due to injury and all that stuff. And Alabama has a great player in Yanze Pierre. Do not get me wrong. All I'm saying is Quay Rousseau's freshman year was like, oh, my God, this might be the next one. He's a designated pass rusher at Ohio State now.
Yeah,
like he's going to come on the field when everybody in the stadium knows it's passing, and everyone's passing, and he can get home and twitchy rush. But other than that, I don't see like he ain't gonna play on first and second down. Not with them three dudes in front of him that can actually like hold the point in this defense that they're playing. Which was another note. They played three linebackers. They stayed in base personnel. They were not in nickel. That was interesting. I don't know if that was a let's just play this in spring. We got a bunch of young backers that haven't played a bunch. We got a bunch of safeties that have. Maybe we don't, and nickels that have. Maybe we don't need to. Maybe they're banged up. I don't know. But it was interesting to see them playing base personnel against 11 personnel on the offensive side of the football. We've been having that debate about this transition in defensive football and college football for, I don't know, 3 months now, basically since Indiana won the national title. And we were really studying Texas Tech heavy during the playoff run. We're like, what in the – no nickel defense anymore. Everybody's just out here playing three backers. Interesting. Chris Henry Jr., ready to go. That dude is so big, so smooth, and can catch. Now, he did have a drop, but bad ball. Could be a better ball. It was raining.
Jeremiah Smith had drops last year.
He did. That guy. Oof. There are people on the internet that don't like him.
That's just
or is that just trolls?
Contrarian
it's just
or
trolls.
Whatever.
People just trying to rage bait.
I have seen people like claim like no route tree, which is rather interesting.
Okay.
The route trees go run whatever you would like, Jeremiah.
For real.
Go do whatever you'd like.
The route tree is he finna run by you, and good luck stopping it. So yeah, and nobody's really stayed in front of him.
No.
You might break the ball up late and play it in trail, but you're not staying in front of him. Devin Sanchez has been a dude for a long time, the corner. I told Jonathan this. I saw him at 7-on-7. This is when OT7 first got started, and they had a big 7-on-7 event out there in Los Angeles, and I was there for the Elite 11. That year, Rayola and Puglisi were playing together. Same year that Ellis Robinson and Jeremiah Smith went up against each other one-on-one in that 7-on-7 circuit. The corner on the opposite side was Devin Sanchez. And he's, I think, 2 years younger, maybe a year younger than Ellis Robinson. And the defensive coordinator at the time on that 7-on-7 unit happened to be the defensive coordinator at IMG. And I was chatting him up about it. And I'm like, hey, who's the other one? I know who this guy. He's like, oh, you gonna find out about Devin. He told me I think Devin's gonna be better than Ellis at the time, and they've been the same caliber of recruit, and I think they will be the same caliber of
prospect,
elite prospect at the corner position. They set out a lot of players. They had a lot of players due to injury. Everybody does. The Tavion St. Clair kid could not be any more of a polar opposite from Julian Saying.
Yeah.
You were in here today. Julian is like 25 and in. I'm hitting everything on the bullseye. And then we might have some horsepower. We do have some horsepower limitations down the field.
Right.
St. Clair is, I'll throw it over the mountain, but I might not hit the barn. Ball placement could be a little suspect.
But they've always kind of been ball placement being very strong. Like even like it's never
the quarterbacks at Ohio State.
Yeah, you feel like your Dwayne Haskins, like even to a certain degree, Justin Fields was a ball placement guy. CJ Stroud for sure. Like Justin Fields is kind of the exception, I think, of this.
Who was the big quarterback that wore 12 for them?
Cardell Jones.
Yeah, that not an accuracy play. That's a horsepower play.
QB3.
Yeah, I know. But he was a horsepower play the entire time.
Yeah, but like Braxton Miller was also a ball placement guy in my opinion. So it's interesting.
Yeah, but Braxton's all the way back to, well, I guess Ryan Day would have been the offensive coordinator selecting those quarterbacks at the time, right?
And Braxton overlaps with Cardell.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're correct in the sense that most of the successful quarterbacks at Ohio State the last 15 years have been tremendous with accuracy.
Yeah.
And decision making and just getting the ball to the playmakers, because we got more than everybody else.
Here's an interesting question. It's not a question, but I'll make it a question. Frank in chat says, saying he's 20, it's not like he can't hit the gym hard and bring that arm strength up quickly. What would you say to that of like, oh, well, he can just get more muscle mass and throw the ball harder?
We've been in college 30 months.
Mm-hmm. If it was going to happen, it would happen.
That's what I was getting at. I wasn't trying to be an asshole.
We were also
and I'm not like when you say things like that about kids. It's just like, oh, is he insinuating that he doesn't work hard? No, it's just like some guys just don't put muscle mass on.
No, I don't think it's being an asshole because that was me in high school.
Yeah.
I went through 4 years of weight training and doing everything I could to gain weight. And I think I gained like a total of 20 pounds, and like that was just it. I just didn't have the body.
And here's what I love about Ohio State fans, and I've said this about them. I think they're one of the most educated, like football educated fan bases that we interact with when they talk amongst themselves.
Yes.
But when they talk elsewhere, it's full combative, I'm going to war for the Buckeye. And I appreciate that about them. That's what fans are supposed to do. You and I have had this conversation on air before. That's what they're supposed to do. But I'll never forget this year. The very first clip we see from Ohio State beat reporters is him throwing an out route to Jeremiah Smith, and that ball kind of on him at the end. In the first, 12 comments so I see our quarterback didn't get up didn't add any arm strength this offseason.
I mean, the spring game of Tavion St. Clair hitting a bomb, it was immediately.
So they did give that reaction?
I felt like that's what I saw when he hit Chris Henry Jr. on
Because
the sideline.
we told you that was going to happen going into the spring game. Yeah. We're like, hey, guys. Yep. Be careful. This is gonna be all traits.
Mm-hmm.
So
that definitely happened. But I mean, that's any faction.
That ball did jump a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But that's any faction of any college football fan base where the next guy that comes and makes a shiny play is like, ooh. Staying in the Big Ten, though, we'll talk about the fluff piece that was done for Ohio State's biggest rival, the Michigan Wolverines. So I believe this was CBS Sports that did this.
Yeah, this would be Chris Hayes.
From USA Today. From USA Today, basically did an entire, what essentially is a puff piece on Kyle Whittingham of he took over Michigan not knowing what it is, but he's so up for the challenge and he's going to do things
Feed the wolf, Christian.
Yeah, I mean.
You got to feed the wolf.
Cliches abound all over the place from this. So just the perfect idea of here's what's happening in college football right now where there's no news, there's not really anything to talk about outside of quarterback getting in some gambling debt and another former player suing the league. So here's an article about how great Kyle Whittingham is.
I read so they don't have to. I got some bullet points. You want some things I learned from this article?
Please, share them with us.
This is all access, Kyle Whittingham, about 4,500 words on the new head man out there in Michigan. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Let's hear it.
He took the job sight unseen.
Yep.
Didn't have to. Knew what the challenges were. Excited for the challenge. That's the first thing I learned. Second thing I learned, he is Black Diamond certified expert level 7 skier.
That's impressive.
My man spent his off seasons skiing a ton. I'm talking about skiing a ton. You know what else he doesn't do when he's skiing?
What's that?
Jonathan, he owns many a motorcycle. Owns many a motorcycle. Great football coach. Has 8 10-win seasons. Somehow still finds the time to be an expert skier. Work out every single day, and own many a motorcycle, in which the article says he drives in the desert. Are there deserts in Utah?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
There are?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about geography. All I know is big mountains out in Utah. I know that. So there's both skiable mountains in Utah and drivable motorcyclist deserts in Utah?
Correct.
Utah sounds like a magical place. He feels like he's 18 years old again.
Oh, that's good for someone that just retired.
That might be a problem for Michigan head coaches.
I was thinking a joke on the similar line. Normally we say, I feel like I'm 18 again when we, get divorced and find a new young lady that likes us for some reason, maybe because we're rich.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like. But kind of similar situation here.
I'm glad he's got that fire back.
Nice pretty lady in Michigan football. That's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. They got a lot of resources. That was also a theme in this article. I also learned that they remapped entirely the new 38,000 square foot weight room. They walked in there and said, it's not going to work. Don't like the way I think the terminology was we are a line of scrimmage based strength and conditioning program.
That's fair.
And we need this mapped out a certain way. it's going to cost a lot of money.
Was it not that way under Harbaugh?
Apparently, the weight room needed to be entirely remapped, and they were worried about it in the staff room, talking about, hey, we just came from Utah. They were constantly broke. Every time we asked for something, they were always like, what's it going to cost? And apparently this was worth noting because they told them we need to redo the entire brand new weight room. And Michigan said, you got it. And the strength and conditioning coach at that point said, I made the right decision to take this job in Michigan. So there's that. But here's what the overall, like, they could have summed up 4,500 words with this one sentence. And this one sentence was repeated about 9 times in the article. He's the king of doing more with less, and now he has more.
Oh.
Yeah. Man, just
Talk
really
to him,
send
dude.
it home right
I'm
there.
buying all the Michigan stock this year.
Right?
I mean, it's great. Like, Kyle Whittingham had a very, very successful tenure at Utah. There's nothing that needs to be said negatively about his time over there. That program was elevated I believe he was there for 2 decades, more than. So, shout out to that. I also wonder how much it's going to drastically improve the Michigan Wolverines immediately. So,
He's got more.
that's great.
He's got more, and he's always done more with less, and now he's doing more with more.
I'm not saying at all this is who Kyle Whittingham is going to be, but this was the narrative that was surrounding Brian Kelly for his lead up and his transition, where Notre Dame's in Indiana. No one wants to go to Notre Dame anymore. Look what Brian Kelly's doing out there. And then he tanked LSU, and Marcus Freeman took Notre Dame to a national title.
I do want to tell Michigan fans listening to us right now, we have had this sarcastic sentiment about every single one of these head coaches that has these puff pieces written about them. And I know why they get written. They get written for access.
Yep.
I'm sure Chris Hayes got to talk to a Michigan football coach for 2 hours or whatever it was. And that's the right thing to do when you need access like this. We did this with Shane Beamer. We've done this with Joey McGuire out there at Texas Tech and his general manager.
The quarterback whisperer is the best.
We've done this with the quarterback whisperer, Jeff Brom, out there in Louisville. We've done it all. Okay, so this is not. I think Coach Whittingham is a great football coach.
For
So
sure.
this is not.
Definitely,
This is not. I think the sentiment of that he has done a lot with less out there in Utah is 100% accurate.
For sure.
The article was a little bit much.
I think we take this from the angle of this is so, as people who work in the media, this is so obviously someone who's within the media space trying to cozy up to a source, cozy up to a coach to get access. So that's what it is. I think we're calling out on that, which is more than anything. All right, moving on to our next topic. I had this list that did you make the top 5 list?
Top 5 drip list?
Yes.
I got one.
You got it?
I got one.
All right.
O-line drip specific.
Perfect.
For the big fellas listening today.
Perfect.
You want it?
Yeah, I'll segue into this.
Okay.
So, college football, quote unquote, drip has been far accounted to by the accessories and things that certain players wear at times. And over the decades and over the generations of athletes, we've seen these things transition a little bit, while some things have gotten phased out. So, given the fact that this is a time of year where I watch a lot of older college football games, things from 15, 20, sometimes 10 years ago, I like to just make a list of your top 5 things that accessories or quote-unquote drip that isn't necessarily very prevalent in college football anymore that you miss. So
I got O-line specific here.
let's hear them.
And I was tripping up over OL because I got an OLI. You ready?
I bet.
OLI number 1, tape on the face mask. Shout out Sean Taylor.
Shout out Sean Taylor. RIP.
Now, as you can see, my college face mask was white. So I wasn't going to put, and we didn't have black accents. So it wasn't like I was going to put gray on my face mask.
Yeah, I didn't need it.
So didn't need it, rocked it without it. That's why it's on OLI. OLI number 2, I got rid of this because my fingers got absolutely chewed up. Tape on the fingers. For some reason, tape on the fingers, like all the knuckle joints.
I'd never understood
It looks
that.
so clean to
It
me.
looks great.
It looks insane. It feels horrible.
It feels awful.
It feels awful. It looks great. Number 5. This is very, very specific to offensive linemen. It's hard to make knee braces look drippy. The only way you can even make them look relatively clean, in my opinion, is to wear accent-colored tights underneath your knee braces. With contrast socks. So we were a blue pant college football program. I wore white tights and I wore black socks.
Makes
so
sense.
it went blue, white, black.
And the knee braces were black.
And the knee braces were dark gray. So we had all kind of contrast down the legs. Hell yeah.
It's a lot.
It was. Because up top, we had much going on. Number 4, wrist tape. I like to tape my own wrist. ATs, athletic trainers, way too tight. Way too tight. You're just uncomfortable the whole damn time. But I figured out perfectly how to tape my wrist by the time I was done. About right there. We'll go way up. If you're a baseball player, almost go like 3/4 of the forearm.
Mid forearm.
Yeah,
that was
like real high on the forearm tape. Number 3, little towel. I was a center. Towel on the left side. I like to, for some reason, reach across my body. It was weird. I don't know why I did that. Number 2, visor.
Yeah, I feel like towels and visors are still kind of prevalent.
Yeah, definitely. The visor for me was twofold. One, I thought it looked cool. 2, you get your eyes gouged out in a pile and you'll wear a visor the rest of your life. And the first 2.5 years of college was in a wing tee. And if you've ever played center in a wing tee, you know you're basically bear crawling the entire time. And you catch a handful of like in your face mask, claw your eyes out basically. Not good. Doesn't feel good. Number 1, spatting. I wish spatting looked good in day-to-day life. I wish I could walk around spatting my shoes up. Spatting feels so good. It looks so clean. And I hated wearing knee braces in college because I don't think it looks as good because I'm not 6'7". I'm 6'1", maybe on a good day, depending on which gas station I'm leaving. So the knee braces and my legs aren't long enough to spat underneath the knee brace, so I wouldn't spat in college. My last game in college, though, didn't rock the knee braces. Figured, YOLO. If I tear it up, I'm still under insurance. They'll have to repair it. Good news there. Spatted. Looks sick.
Dang.
I'm done now.
You were just playing with fire in that last game.
I mean, yeah, my brain was already scrambled by that point, so might as well let the knees go.
Yeah, I mean, those are certainly drip things that you see a good bit. And I feel like a lot of them are still kind of prevalent in today's college. Like, there's only so much offensive linemen can do from an aspect of quote-unquote drip and accessories to make it unique.
Oh, I had that shit on.
Yeah. First one,
42 starts, I had that shit on.
Here's one that's kind of obscure that I do kind of miss. Knee pads.
Huh.
There's not a...
Didn't wear knee pads in college.
I was saying, I like the way they look in a uniform. I don't love the like mid-thigh, only showing the thigh boards pants that we're seeing nowadays. Like, I'm not the Kirk Herbstreit, Tate Sandell situation, but I do enjoy like looking at like pictures of Reggie Bush and Lamar. Like, knee pads, I think, do look good in college.
They all
football.
got them on up there, huh?
Yeah, like Cam's got them on, Calvin's got them on. Like, I don't necessarily love the
Marvin Harrison Jr. was a knee pad guy. All these guys are up here.
Yeah.
So this is a very new trend.
This is an extremely
It's a very, very new trend, and I'm with you. I hate it.
Yeah. Another one that does not get used anymore, those thin Under Armour arm sleeves. Now, those were practically useless. You lost them every game. You'd have to buy a new set every week.
The inch ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
call those the Tank Carters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they'd
Tank
have
Carter had like 9 of these.
Yeah,
on.
you have them going up your shins too.
Yeah.
They look great.
This resonates with me for the one Auburn quarterback.
Nick Marshall.
Was it Nick Marshall?
Nick Marshall wore them
I
all
think
the
it was
time,
Nick
dude.
Marshall. He came into a game with like the same thing. Like,
You know what
all
I'm
of his
shocked
arms
never
covered.
came into football? The Kobe finger sleeves.
Huh.
Why is nobody rocking that?
I think mostly because they got gloves.
I think I might put together a top 5 drip I hate while you're doing this.
Okay. You didn't like Kobe finger sleeves?
No, I do. It's just making me think of other things.
Okay. Another one. The peak of coolness, the peak of drip. I don't think we'll ever get back to this era. Nike Elite socks, man. Wearing Nike Elites, especially the Vapors that were specifically designed for football. Nike Elite Vapors with the Vapor cleats. That is where football drip peaked, in my opinion. That 2012 to 2016 era, chef's
when
kiss.
they were part of what players had to wear for their uniform. Like, I can remember in that era, Georgia players, they all had the red and black Vapor socks
Yes.
on. And someone that would double stack them, they'd have multiple on.
Oh, man, dude, the best.
So much you could do with the Nike Elite socks.
Elite. Number 4 that I have, and this one is still kind of around, but it's changed. Eye black. And obviously everyone still has eye black. You'll still see some offensive linemen do it. They've got the big wings. I'm talking about the stickers that you would put on it, like the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like Tim Tebow, Reggie
Mueller's.
Bush. Yeah, those type of eye blacks. You don't see those anymore. I miss those.
I blame Hoover. I blame Two-A-Days. MTV two-a-days, there was a defensive lineman that used to face paint, basically, like go full eye black all over his face.
Yeah.
And it went rampant. It went all over the place.
Yeah, I would do like the entire eyes.
You know what we ought to bring back? We ought to bring back the Nelly Band-Aid underneath the eye. Just one Band-Aid.
Was that football drip though, or is that just?
Nah, it's just drip.
I would say
it's just drip.
That's just
Rock
out in the
that
club.
shit. Someone needs to pull that out.
And then the final accessory, and this isn't necessarily accessory, but it is drip related. The Revo Speed, R.I.P. One of the greatest helmets.
You're a Revo Speed guy, huh?
I love the Revo Speed.
That's Revo Speed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love those.
I hate the
helmets.
zips.
The Speed Flexes.
Yeah, they just pop off way too
Not
easy.
even that.
No one zips them up.
The Speed Flex is the heaviest helmet I've ever felt.
Oh, 910 Cooper's a ball knower in the chat. The fangs on the eye black. Oh, ball
Yeah, dude,
knower.
that was me.
Ball knower. Yeah.
Love
All right, so
that.
we got similar eye black drip. That's what's up. I got a top 3 tight drip I hate. You ready?
Let's hear it.
Number 3, ski mask.
Not a
Stop it.
Shiesty fan?
Stop it. No, I am not a shiesty under the helmet guy. Like, we got to breathe, brother. It's tough. It's hard enough to catch our wind out here. You got your mouth covered up.
Also,
we got to communicate as well, shiesty over there. Come on, Pooh.
I wore a ski mask one time during a game, and it was warranted because it was like 25 degrees when we played. You get so
Cutter gloves. Oh my God, we got ball knowers all
Dude,
in the
cutter
chat.
gloves were elite.
Cutter gloves. Ooh, they had a stench to them after about a month.
Oh, all of them do. All the gloves.
He's got a very perplexed look on his face.
And you can't even wash it out. Like you wash the gloves, and
That's why I didn't participate in this.
it somehow gets
can't really
worse.
speak
You wash
to
the
it.
gloves, it somehow gets worse.
A little Windex on the cutter gloves.
Oh no, we would buy the actual spray on stuff. You can get it from Amazon.
You're a cheat. Number 2, offensive lineman with back pads. Cut the shit. Stop it.
Yeah, I understand
I
that.
don't like it.
I do miss the era when you could untuck the jersey and show the back plate.
Yeah, the back
that was
plate.
fun.
Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about with one like I saw a dude the other day with like beware dog on the back of his back pad. I'm like, dog.
You never had someone tape $100 bill to their back plate?
No. Number 1, the most awful trend that ever came about in college football.
I hope this is what we think it is.
2 mouthpieces.
Yes, thank you.
2
Those do
mouthpieces
suck.
is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I get it if you want to wear the ops colors and you're playing a green team and you want to wear a green mouthpiece that day. I get it. But the 2 mouthpiece thing is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And they're wearing the big pacifier mouthpieces too.
The 2 mouthpieces and not wearing either one. And this sounds very get off my lawn right now, but it is one of the more questionable things of drip in college football. Like it's functionally useless. I don't get it. It serves no purpose. Also, from a visual standpoint, something that I hate, I do not like loose undershirts.
Yeah,
Like
except for on a DB, I don't mind it.
The DBs, they can get away with it, but like
Edge rushers do this stuff, and I'm like, bro, you got 33-inch pipes. Show them.
Yeah.
Why we've got long arms? Like Zion Young, I saw a film of him wearing long sleeves. I'm like, dude,
if you're
you're the biggest guy on the field. What are you doing?
If you're gonna have a loose undershirt, it has to be a full sleeve. It can't be cut off right here. That it just looks weird to me. I don't like it. But maybe we're getting old, dude. So yeah, that was the top 5 things we
Solid.
miss and
Solid.
hate. Do you want to take a look at this top 10 highest paid coaches list now?
I haven't had a
Because-
chance to look at this. I'll look at it on the show notes. But yeah, you can tell the audience about it.
Yeah, so again, extension season's kind of here. Most coaches who are going to be extended have already gotten them. Kalen DeBoer is the most recent notable of these, which put him up on the leaderboard. So I figured we'd just go through the top 10 highest paid coaches and kind of get a list of who we think is overvalued. Coming in at number 10 is Dan Lanning with $10.6 million a year. Number 8, he's tied for it, with Steve Sarkisian with $11.05. Mike Elko is making the same as Steve Sarkisian. Number 6 is Dabo Swinney with $11.5 million. Lincoln Riley is also making the same amount as Dabo Swinney with 11.5. Kalen DeBoer is 4th with 12.5. He's tied with Ryan Day for 12.5. Lane Kiffin is number 3 with $13 million flat at LSU. Kirby Smart tied with Lane Kiffin for $13 million. And then Kurt Cignetti, 13.2, is the number 1 highest paid coach in
Did
college
Lincoln
football.
Riley make a playoff in his first 3 years as a head football coach and hasn't been back since?
Lincoln, first 3 years as a head football coach, yeah, he had 4 playoff appearances in a row.
He's only got 3 total.
17, 8. You're right. 17, 18, and 19.
His first 3 years as a football coach at Oklahoma, arguably with Bob Stoops' roster, we make playoffs, and then we have. I mean, guys, is that like 10 years ago?
It's pushing it.
Close to it, yes.
2017.
Well, I would start there if the discussion is overvalued.
For certain.
$11.5 million being the sixth highest paid football coach is a little bit much for me.
For certain. I think that was kind of the thing that I.
But he does have to pay state income tax.
That's fine, but I mean, still, you have to deserve that contract, and I don't necessarily. And I get that it was a blockbuster deal at the time, and him going from Oklahoma to USC must have taken a lot of money. Like, it's similar to Lane Kiffin. Like, Lane Kiffin has one playoff appearance, no playoff wins, and one season where he's won more than 10 games. Like, I think Lane Kiffin could kind of get into this realm if it weren't for the fact that he had such a successful season at Ole Miss last year.
Lane's $13 million comes from demand.
Exactly.
Florida being pitted against LSU and Ole Miss all at the same time.
Right, and I think that's kind of where Lincoln Riley falls in a similar category of, I've got something decent going at Oklahoma here. You're going to have to give me a major incentive to draw me away from this blue blood program that I'm making lots of money at, that I'm having a lot of success with. Now, towards the end there of the Oklahoma tenure, things started to slip. The notion that they were going to go to the SEC also supposedly scared him off, which I don't fully disagree with, but I think that's kind of where Lincoln Riley's at. I will say also, Kalen DeBoer being the fourth highest paid coach is interesting. Now, if this was coming straight from Washington and we made him the fourth highest paid, I would get it.
Kirby, he's a $10.5 million football coach that is the Alabama head football coach. So there's $2 million added onto that.
Right.
That's the way I look at that.
That's fine, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not he is not he would not be the third best football coach if we say or fourth best football coach if we sit here and rank them. But he is a top 10 undoubted college football coach in my opinion.
For sure.
And he's at a top 3 job.
Right.
So he's going to get paid like a top 4 coach.
Understandable. I think having him right next to Ryan Day, a guy who say what you want about him about winning
Ryan
big
Day,
games.
if Ryan Day's agent doesn't they're not already actively in negotiations to get him a bump, then his agent needs to be replaced. Ryan Day will be getting 12.65 soon. It won't be tied for fourth.
Yeah, that was going to be the point I made with that is Ryan Day should not be fourth on
Hell,
that
he
list.
might leap Lane Kiffin. They might have to give him an extra $1 million. He might have to be a $13.5 million football coach.
Yeah. I also think I was kind of surprised.
Sorry to cut you off again. Didn't Kirby get a $250,000 bump to be over Lane?
Yes.
Isn't it 13.2? I don't think this article is 100%
Kurt
correct.
Cignetti's 13.2. So he may have gotten it when Kurt Cignetti got his bump.
Well, Jimmy Sexton will be getting Kirby a bump.
Yeah, I mean, there's also incentives in these contracts that I'm not sure that we're knowing of. Like, I would assume there's some clause in Kirby Smart's contract that he at all times has to be one of the 2 highest paid head coaches in college football. Again, that's just assumption. I don't know about that. I do feel like Steve Sarkisian might be a little bit slightly undervalued here.
Yeah, if you're the Texas, is it Belconte out there? Chris Belconte, the AD.
Yeah,
you can't be having your football coach and the A&M football coach paid exactly the same. Can you?
You cannot.
That's just. I mean, that's little brother down the street. We can't be having little brother have our bag.
Especially when you're.
We gotta let little brother know he's little bro.
Especially when you're a head football coach who has multiple playoff wins in the last 3 seasons. Like, for as disappointing as 2025 was for Texas, they made a deep run in 2024. They almost went to the national title in 2023. Like, Steve Sarkisian, I feel like, deserves a massive extension. Another coach.
But that being said, Steve didn't get an extension this offseason because he gave $2.5 million to his defense coordinator.
Definitely.
So, and all those guys got bumps. So I think if we did full staff value, Texas is probably top 2.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe 1. So they probably didn't give him the bump because everybody else got the bump. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But you can't give it to him after 9-3. So.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Like, you can't extend the optics of that.
Yeah, extending someone after missing the playoffs when making the playoffs is the expectation. Kind of sends a backwards message.
Which brings me to my next question. And honestly, I feel like out of any one of the 3 of us, I've been kind of the person who talks negatively about them the most. But For a school like Miami to be throwing around as much cash as they have, the fact that Mario Cristobal isn't on this list after taking that team to the national title in the first time in 20 years is kind of surprising. Now, I'm sure he will have a extension within the next year or so, but I was surprised by
I would imagine it happens before the season starts, if I had to guess. And if it doesn't happen before then, that'd be a little surprising. But, yeah, I'm sure a contract extension and a raise for him is in the imminent future for him.
So, yeah, that is the highest paid coaches.
I just sent a text message to somebody who might know.
Oh, yeah, that person would definitely know.
I'm sure they're in the middle of that.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably actively talking about
Yeah.
how much they're going to give him and how long it's going
For
to be.
sure.
There's going to be DeBoer got 12.5 for 7.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet Mario gets 11 for 7.
You think he'd be less than DeBoer?
I don't know. I'm just saying bare minimum. You got to at least give him $77 million in a 7-year extension.
No, yeah.
Here's a
But I
question.
would go into the meeting saying you're going to match what DeBoer just got
Oh, yeah.
at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm sure that maybe that's something that continues to delay the contract negotiation is they had a deal done maybe
keeps
or close.
sliding.
And it's like,
Yeah.
well, DeBoer just got one, so whatever that price was, we got to move the goalpost, baby. We got
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
exactly
Yeah.
for sure.
Here's my question. What if numerous agencies have numerous clauses where blank is supposed to be ranked X?
Yeah, well, not everybody can have those. I always thought that's the old Nick Saban rule,
Right.
And it only applies to one, and it is Jimmy's premier client, and
Right.
that is Kirby. I don't even know who reps SIG. I have no idea.
But can SIG's representation also pull that and say, hey, look what this guy's done with Indiana ball
And then you
teams.
constantly just get this
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, do you just
pay
not,
bump thing.
does it not just keep inflating itself? Like,
I
what
don't
stops
know.
this from being done?
I don't know. I just always assumed that applied to Jimmy and Jimmy only.
It says Patrick Strong of Balk and Bingham LLP represents Kurt Signetti.
Not
sums that one
Not
up.
a clue who that guy is. Not trying to be disrespectful, but he talking about finding a diamond.
Yeah.
That dude found him one.
Glad that Kurt's showing loyalty.
Absolutely.
All right, we've got about time for one more of these segments. Maybe we can squeeze them in. What would you like to do first? Agree or disagree, where I have a list of narratives that we'll go through and talk about them, or momentum check. We see who's gained momentum, lost momentum, or stayed net neutral.
I want to agree or disagree.
See, I gave him the option that time, so we can do it. All right, agree or disagree? Kurt
Playing
Signetti.
you like a fiddle, Stretch.
Yeah, well, it's funny enough how I've never been put in the position to do this.
Jay, well,
Let the day come and
You know what, Jay?
I'm going to get my revenge one
you
day.
know what, Jay? Well, if I ever am bestowed the position of point guard once again, for
Just
the
know,
show-
if I ever become point man for the show one night, it's going to be hell for everybody.
what
I'm
did
lobbing
I
up.
do?
Stretch thinks we'd
I
ever
asked
let
you
him
to do
walk up
one
the
job.
ball. You think we'd ever let you walk it up with the ball?
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't have.
consider I'm the only one in here that's
Stretch,
actually done that before.
Understand your rules, dog. Understand your role. Your
Just
role
your
is down on the block.
Just
Jay, well,
Barbecue
don't let him
chicken
talk,
down
Jay.
there.
Don't let him talk.
Catch it
Jay.
in the low post, turn it, put it in the bucket. Okay?
you wait. It's going to happen.
Stretch asking for point guard roles. Blasphemous.
I'm fine.
What do you got for me tonight?
Agree or disagree? Kurt Signetti is the best head coach in college football.
Yeah, so I ranked him 1, and you guys pushed back on me, so I know y'all disagree. I can't figure it out, so for that reason, he is 1. I know why Kirby wins. I get it. I understand it. We got dudes. We coach the piss out of them. They practice hard. They're over and over again just repping more than everybody else in college football. I get why that thing has turned into what it is. I ain't figured out Indiana yet, and we're going into year 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of what scares me away from putting Kurt Signetti at 1. And again, I don't want to undermine what Kurt Signetti has done with the Indiana Hoosiers of all programs, of all teams. It's unprecedented. We've never seen it before. I'm just at a point where I think we need to see 3 to 5, and he doesn't have to win another title. He doesn't have to have sustained success. I think, or he doesn't have to have national championship success, but if he keeps Indiana relevant as a top 10 to 15 program, yes, I will absolutely give him that title. It's just too soon to tell for me right now. I can't say he's the best head coach after 2 seasons.
Yeah, for me, when we've had this discussion, I've always pointed back to the longevity of Kirby Smart's success Doesn't matter where you coach. I don't care if you're at the best job in all of college football, if you're at the worst job in college football. For you to sustain success for the last decade like Kirby Smart has, I think that's enough to put you at the number one spot, and that's no disrespect to Kurt Cignetti.
So do we not look at his sustained success at IUP, Elon, and JMU and apply it to him? Or is it you haven't sustained it up here yet, so it doesn't count?
But I would also say that –
because, guys, they all turned around.
Yeah,
but I would also say that there's never a world where I'm comparing the success of Elon and Georgia. But there is a world where I compare the success of Georgia and Indiana.
That's what I would say. Like, as much as that also bodes well for Cignetti, it's not on the same level. Like,
I got you.
It's not, unfortunately. So that's why. And again, I do not want to undermine what Kurt Cignetti has done.
Well, if it's going to be a longevity play, he'll never catch him.
Well, I mean, if he does it for the next 5 years, like if he continues to overachieve or continue to achieve further than Kirby Smart has over the last or next 3 years, 4 years, whatever, then yeah, there's certainly going to be an argument where he's the best in the sport.
Agree or disagree? The transfer portal is what ruined the SEC's dominance.
Not necessarily the transfer portal. It was more. I would more so point it towards NIL. I wouldn't say it was a transfer portal, but they both play hand in hand.
Yeah,
it's both the same in a sense.
I would disagree with it because you are right. Like, the transfer portal wouldn't be an issue if people abided by the rules as far as poaching and all those things went. It's the fact that school A can call the player who's at school B and basically offer them a raise, and you've inflated the college football market. That's why NIL is because of the problem. Transfer portal, I don't think, is necessarily the issue. That we had the transfer portal in 2018, 2019, 2020. It wasn't until NIL came along that became this insanely hectic situation.
I think immediate eligibility for portals, like free player movement, created an issue too, though.
Definitely.
Because I know we've had the portal since 2017, but there were interconference transfer rules. There were sit ones, play ones type rules. Now it's just like you can play 4-over-4. Like we saw a corner from Kirby. There was a corner at Ohio State that came out of high school as a top 100 player, went to Michigan, then went to Utah, then went to Alabama, and is now at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Asinine.
I agree.
It makes no – like, first of all, he's also – we talked about it during the breakdown. Got to be a one-off. Like, normally, if you don't work out at Michigan, you probably might end up at Utah. But if you don't work out at Utah, you're probably going to UNLV. And if you don't work out at UNLV, you're probably going back down to, I don't know, Mercer.
Usually we got the TJ Finley route.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's LSU, Auburn.
Never have I ever. Someone's like, oh, yep, just top 25 programs, just go keep striking out on this guy.
Mm-hmm. Agree or disagree? The Super League is inbound within the next 5 years.
Agree.
Yeah.
I'll say agree.
I'm going to agree with that, too. And in 5 years does not feel like
I'll
a lot
say
of time.
agree with the hope that I am wrong.
I agree with that, too. But I also, like, if things don't get better, the Super League is the ultimate solution, which I don't love that. But I would rather have a Super League that actually is able to enforce rules and do things than the current format that we have. So
I don't know, man. We got the NCAA about to strike down a starting quarterback at a Big 12 title winner.
I'm so glad you said that.
We got all kinds of stuff going on. We got people, like, no ghost transferring, where that's actually going to get impacted or implemented this offseason. Doesn't look like anybody's going to break that rule because they're actually fearful that I'm going to miss half my season.
Yeah.
Right.
Or else Joey McGuire would have stole somebody.
Mm-hmm.
There are options still left in the portal.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Because
Dudes who ain't played.
Well, they played just at schools.
I should say dudes who can't play.
At that level, yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Agree or disagree? Brendan Sorsby will never play a snap of football for Texas Tech.
I'll agree with that.
I agree. He's cooked.
I mean, there's continuing talk, about him being suspended indefinitely. Like, it's not going to happen.
Also, if you're the NCAA and you've been struggling to show your power and you've been kind of getting taken to the woodshed in court and you just had another former player sue you today, you got to do something to kind of save face and make a statement. I think, as unfortunate as it may be for Brendan Sorsby, they're going to make an example out of him.
I'm laughing at the idea that you think there's a face to save.
No, yeah, that's what.
They've
been bludgeoned.
You think they have a PR department still?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But my point is, like, they have to change the narrative of, like, we can enforce rules. And
they are Nicolas Cage right about now.
We will get you when you break the rules. So I totally understand.
Jonathan, that's a face-off joke.
Okay.
I don't think I ever watched Face Off.
I didn't either.
I always saw commercials for it. Was that A&E?
I don't know.
Food Network, maybe? Agree or disagree? Miami will run through the ACC like a hot knife through butter.
I'm not going to say that about that conference anymore because I said that about Clemson last year. It's a Death Star. It's a Death Star to that league, apparently. But I don't see anybody in that conference that has the roster to compete with it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think they are one of the most talented teams in the conference. I would say they are the most talented team in the conference. And the schedule, very doable. I won't make any prediction after that, though. That's all I will say.
Until they stop going 10-2 in the regular season, I'm going to say disagree. They should. They're easily far and away more talented than we can all see that, but I still need to see them go at least 11-1. Make the conference championship.
What'd you do to make the chat cook you tonight?
Dude, it's the chip top 5. People hate the fact that I put hint of lime at 1. Tostitos hint of lime are delicious.
I think what the chat has found out through your food takes is that your taste buds are rather bland.
No.
And I'm going to be honest. They're the antithesis of your musical taste. Your musical taste is very diverse. It's all over the place. Man. It is multiple different types of cuisines, if you will. Your food taste, not so much.
Yeah, well, I mean, the food taste.
I catch you eating chicken, rice, and almonds. That's like when I think of you, you're chicken, rice, and almonds.
Well, honestly, that's not because it's like, this is the favorite thing to eat. It's mostly just because it's so easy to make and you can take it anywhere. Like, it's very hard to take, like, chicken marsala and, like, sauteed mushrooms and, like, oh, I'm on the road. Here's lunch for today. So,
okay.
But, I do like good food, guys. I promise.
I just think they have nailed you on that.
That's fair. I get it.
Would you agree that the chat, we've traveled with this man before.
Yeah.
We go to restaurants with him.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, I think it's more of your discipline. I think it's just your
being
discipline around
can be
food
boring.
choices.
That's for sure.
Very much so.
Definitely.
Very much so.
One day when we go on the road, I'll have a cheat meal.
Spice it up,
and then you'll see how much fun.
No, he doesn't spice it up, Brooks.
Oh yeah,
you can't
right.
spice
You're
it
right.
up.
See, no, that's BS.
You change it up.
The idea that I can't handle spice is slander. I refuse to believe that.
Someone said you think pepper's spicy.
Well, like bell peppers, come on, guys, that's junk.
No, black pepper.
Black pepper.
Junk. Black pepper. Agree or disagree? Arch Manning is QB1 in the 2027 NFL Draft.
I'm gonna agree. I think Dante Moore's really, really good, but I also know how the league works. Mm-hmm. If you think somebody in need of a quarterback is going to pass up on a Manning, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
It's fair.
And he's good. I think he's really, really good.
I'll agree with it off the principle of that. Like, to rewind the clock a little bit, guys, before last season even started, before Arch Manning had even started a college football game, there were articles being written about teams potentially tanking. To make sure that they get Arch Manning.
Yeah.
So on that principle alone, yes, I will say Arch Manning is QB1 next year.
Yeah.
I'm flabbergasted at the foot thing still. I can't wrap my head around that. The idea that we let this kid play all of 2025 with a bum foot. And we didn't get that addressed in the offseason going up into 2025 because we thought we were just going to tough it out. Football players that are worth that much don't tough it out when we have the opportunity and ample time to get things fixed like they did this offseason. They got it fixed. That was weird to me. But I'm thousands of doctors that make way more money and know more about that than anybody else, I would assume, handled this. They probably thought it was going to be fine, and it ultimately just aggravated all year.
Yeah, I'll agree because I think it should take a absolutely catastrophic failure for Arch Manning in the 2026 season for them to not. Like, if he's anything, I think, half a step above what he was in 2025, he is QB1 in the draft. All right.
If Dakarian Moore and Evan Stewart can stay healthy, Dante's going to light it up.
Yeah. And the final agree or disagree for this, Gunnar Stockton is a middling quarterback in college football.
What sparked this?
This is just the overall sentiments that I think we've seen. Now, obviously, there are some people that will come to his defense and say he is really good. Greg McElroy even had him in the top 10 when he ranked Julian Sayin number 1. So
I mean, I don't understand why people watched Haynes King play football for all these years and was like, that's a top 10 quarterback in college football, but they look at Gunnar Stockton and say that kid sucks. I don't get this.
Yeah, I think
They are very similar college football effective playmakers in my mind.
it's got to be the
limitations
logo.
as throwers. They're really, really good athletes, and they're tough as hell.
Well, and I think that like your perception of Gunnar Stockton ultimately boils down to like how are you perceiving him or how are you viewing him? Are you viewing him as someone that is analyzing him as a future NFL prospect? Are you analyzing him as how does Gunnar Stockton fit the current team that he is on and how does he fit Georgia's current needs? If you're focusing more on the college aspect, I think you're going to end up saying that Gunnar Stockton is a top 10 quarterback in college football right now. If you're going for the NFL aspect, then yeah, you're probably going to be a little underwhelmed.
You could phrase this same question and just scratch out Gunnar Stockton's name and insert Marcel Reed, and we'll have the same debate. We'll have the same discussion about how if you're looking at this guy as some pure passer and some NFL prospect, you're doing it the wrong way because it's not what we play down here. We play a totally different game. As Fernando Mendoza just showed everybody. But, you know, he's 6'5", 230 and looks a little different than some of the guys we're talking about. Throws a little bit different than some of the guys we're talking about. But was playing in a college system, doing college stuff. So, yeah, you don't have to be this elite processor, layer of the football, great NFL quarterback prospect to have a tremendous amount of success on the college ranks. That is well played out over 25 years of this sport. Even as the sport has become all about throwing the football and being, quote-unquote, explosive through the passing game.
Well, that's all we have for the National Hour.
Holy smokes, we got full 60 on the local. Have no idea what we're going to talk about. Excited to get there. See you on the other side.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back for another hour here on the Film Guy Network. It is our loaded local hour, assuming the boys put together a loaded show sheet.
We did, don't worry.
Okay.
Maybe.
As loaded as it can be this time of year, covering specifically one team.
Hey, no excuses.
If there's any,
No
look,
excuses.
for sure. If there's any production team or college football analyst out there
That's right.
that's doing 3 hours worth of coverage on one football team, I commend you. Because I think we're one of the only ones.
Shout
who
out
do it.
Brandon Adams,
I was
by
about
the
to say,
way.
Brandon Adams about the
Shout
only
out
one I
Brandon
think-
Adams, by the way.
Brandon Adams doesn't count. He's in a whole nother league of his own.
He is.
That's like-
He's a separate category.
That's
of
like
goat.
when you're tiering tight ends. It's like it's Brock Bowers, and then we have everyone
Exactly.
else. Brandon Adams.
Facts.
When it comes to the stamina of content creators, there's Brandon Adams, and then the rest of us mere mortals.
I wonder if you wanted to start from the beginning and watch every episode of Dog Nation that Brandon Adams has been on, how many years it would take for you to complete that from start to finish? Because I feel
Fun
like
fact, when I first got hired by, at the time, the Maven Coalition in the spring of 2019 to cover the University of Georgia, the very first thing I did was subscribe to Dog Nation Daily and listen to Brandon Adams. And then went back and watched every single game from the year prior because I'd taken 5 years off of college football because I
Right.
was playing. So, yeah, BA was my introduction back to Georgia football.
also, not to be weird, what an amazing voice on that man.
Also, not to be weird, friendly neighborhood guy.
Oh,
He's a good friend. He's a good neighbor.
Just a good human.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I mean, anytime he walks in the room, like people will literally
That's
go,
when I most often see him is walking in the neighborhood.
But I'm saying, like, anytime you're in the media room or you're out on the field and you're like, oh, there he is. There's Brandon Adams. There's BA.
It's BA.
So, yeah, BA love definitely warranted on the show. Honestly, did not anticipate you being here for tonight's episode.
Yeah?
So I kind of did a little something that would have been fun for me and Joe, but you're welcome to play as well, too.
Okay.
What he's saying is like this is tier 1 dog knowledge hour, you know, just like the OGs. So
Tier one
we'll
dog
see how you
knowledge
measure
hour.
up, I
Okay,
guess. For
so
someone
this
that's
is-
been covering up the beat for the last 7 years, we'll see how you measure up to the OGs.
Going on year 9. Going on year 8. Going on year 8.
Yeah.
19, 20, 1, 2,
8.
3, 4, 5, 6.
8.
This will be year 8.
Good for you.
I'm damn near.
Almost a
I'm
decade.
damn near Unk in this business.
You are Unk. You're Unk now.
Damn.
Don't worry.
You've been Unk.
Unk on the beat.
It gets us all. But no, what I was going to do is in between every segment, we were going to do a blind ranking of Georgia players based on a certain category. So I figured we'd start off the show with this. So here's how it's going to go. All of these players are from 20 years, the last 20 years. So it's not anything major. It's not anything where it's like, I'm giving you guys from the 70s. You're like, who the hell is that? And they're all players who are not currently on the team. So no current players are going to be on any of these lists.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a list of 5 players in a random order. You have to rank them 1 to 5, not knowing who comes
I got to make
next.
sure I don't look over there because I don't want to know who's next.
Yeah, don't cheat.
Our first one?
The first category we have of the episode is players who wore number 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
So blind rank these players. The first
All right, so we know who number 1 is, right?
if he put him on there, then yes, we know who number 1 is. But that's the thing. You don't know if he's on there.
But 2 of them wore it.
I
And
know,
they're
but
both the greatest recent memory to wear it.
But I'm saying, like, this is the thing about blind
Let's play
rankings
ball.
is
Let's
that
play
you
ball.
have to
Let's
play
play
that
ball.
game.
player number 1, we have Kamari Lassiter.
I'm sticking him at 2. I'm good with that. I'm sticking him at number 2.
Jonathan, if Todd and
No.
Roquan are on this, you're in
But
trouble.
Brooks, I'm banking on the fact that he didn't put both of them. I think he only put one of them. So I'm
just to
sticking
be
with Kamari at
just
number
to be
2.
an ass, you think he did that?
This is blind rankings. That's part of the
All
game.
right,
You got to
all
know.
right. I
You
would have
gotta try
gone
to figure
safe,
out.
put him 3. But go ahead. I'm
Number
going to start
2,
my own list.
I
We have-
love Kamari Lassiter.
We have Kamari Lassiter at number 2. The next player, Todd Gurley.
All right, he's number 1. Todd Gurley's number 1.
Yeah, I mean, even if Roquan comes up, you're going to look stupid because he's going to be 3 on your list.
I'm
but-
not going to look stupid. It's a blind ranking, bro.
Okay, dum-dum. Go ahead.
Player number 3, DJ Shockley.
Yeah, he's ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Woo,
is
still might have got you.
Do I put him at 3?
Yeah.
Or do I leave 3 open in
Got
case
to,
there's
got
a
to,
Roquan? All right,
got to.
DJ, this is no disrespect to you. I'm putting you at number 4.
I am as well. DJ Shockley. Shout out to Shakalia, by the way.
Shakliana.
Shakliana, my bad. I wasn't here that night. I'm just trying to call back for you.
So you said you had Shock at 4?
4. I have Shock at 4.
All right. Player number 4, we have Tyson Campbell.
Easy 5. Easy 5.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's got to be 5, I guess.
Unfortunately,
This guy really screwed me here. Did you leave a non-Roquan left on this list?
Player number 5, Roquan Smith.
Aha!
Number 3. That's not a bad list.
My blind ranking list way better than yours.
So-
Mine is the right way.
So
That's
Jay Wills
fine.
is number 1, Todd Gurley, number 2, Kamari Lassiter, 3, Roquan Smith, 4, DJ Shockley, and 5, Tyson Campbell.
All that highfalutin education, they didn't teach y'all game theory. At
I
Georgia?
had my own theory. That was
Yeah,
my own game theory.
They didn't teach you game theory up at that place, huh?
I was
You
trying
are
to-
at the mercy of the list creator.
I
in
thought
this,
it
so.
would have been a very Christian thing to not include
He
both
is
Todd
kind of an
Gurley and
ass.
Roquan.
You're right.
There's one of these on there. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
exactly. Like, for all I could have known, it would have been C.J. Allen and not Roquan Smith, you know?
I always love small world moments where you find out 20 years later you were in the same building as somebody else. Like 9 Mil Norm in the chat saw Shock kick LSU's ass for an SEC title. That would have been 05 SEC championship game. That would have been 04-05 season, correct? I was in the nosebleeds at that game.
Nice.
That's big Sean Bailey touchdown game, right?
Big Sean Bailey touchdown game, Tim Jennings pick 6 game. Shock had, fun fact, Shock was 6
That's
for
Matt Flynn, LSU.
Matt
think
Flynn
that-
comes.
Yes.
Flynn
Matt
comes
comes in off the bench for
Yes.
big Jay Russell,
He
right?
who shall not be named.
Why's that?
Oh, he's a Raiders fan.
Oh,
Yeah,
like one of the
Raiders
biggest
fan.
busts in the NFL
Yeah.
went to the Raiders. That's why the Raiders don't talk about Jamarcus Russell.
Also, the reason why they had to completely revamp rookie signing rates.
yes.
Yeah, 'cause he
All
was
because
so-
of the Raiders.
It was like transcendently bad.
I thought we were talking
Like,
about Georgia
reset
football.
their
This is
organization for like a decade.
this is the local hour, guys. Can we talk about the Georgia Bulldogs?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, my
Didn't mean
bad,
to
my
sidetrack
bad.
But yeah,
about the
no,
Raiders.
Shock. I
Changing the game.
rewatched that game recently. Shock 6 for 12 in that game. Did not have to do. Had like 170 yards.
I was about to say.
Did not have to do much though.
ASO ankle braces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the we'll do that in between every segment, but I do feel like we have to hit on the kind of pressing topic that's in the Georgia football space right now.
There's going to be like 3 people listening to this that goes, oh my God, ASO ankle braces.
Yeah. That's even before my time, but I, get
still
the
got
reference.
a pair.
Really?
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to start this off with the most pressing news that's in the Georgia football space right now. Looks like Brett Bielema kind of got misinformationed on Twitter. Have you seen this?
What happened?
Also, this is very weird.
He got fake news?
So there's this clip going around of Jeremiah Love's dad being interviewed after his son.
Who says nothing about Georgia.
Yeah,
Doesn't
talked
even mention
about
Georgia.
how coming out of high school, we got 7-figure offers from a lot of schools. And ultimately, we went to Notre Dame. I think he said for less money. Isn't that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
For less money. And somehow this got twisted into it becoming Georgia tampered with Jeremiah Love and tried to get him.
Aggregate accounts.
Yeah,
This is a new trend on social media now where you caption a video clickbait, rage bait.
Yeah, to get the
with
engagement.
nothing relative to the actual video.
Correct. One of the aggregate accounts did this and basically said Jeremiah Love's father reveals that Georgia tried to pay him millions of dollars to take a backup role. Brett Bielema saw this quote tweet and quote tweeted with his own and said, "Wish they had succeed. They got one of ours." Hashtag family, which is what their hashtag for Illinois, which is in court.
Family.
Yeah, but it's spelled
Familia around here.
which is pronounced family because they have the
Familia
ILL for
around here.
Illinois.
Wait
Okay.
a minute. Well, I trademarked that. He stole it?
Not the same thing. Not the same thing.
How do you spell Bielema?
Biele.
There's only one T in Brett. That might be messing you up.
Huh?
In that Brett, there is only one T.
So now we have a Brett. We have Brent, and we have Brett.
We got a Brett.
Yeah, Brett.
But yeah, no. So basically, Brett Bielema saw this tweet.
It's
and,
still up, by the way.
And quote tweeted saying, "Oh, they got one of ours," which is of course, in reference to Josh McCray last year, who joined the Georgia Bulldogs roster after Illinois. And even then, Brett Bielema was kind of implying like, "Hey, really don't know where this came from. Georgia must have been tampering here." So seems like he's beating the drum once again.
The funny part of all of that, though, is there's a quote from Brett Bielema talking about how he never felt like he was going to hold on to Josh McCray. Like at the season end, there's a quote from him talking about how he went to his staff and was like, "I don't think we're going to be holding on to Josh McCray." And I think this is before the portal even opens. And then Josh McCray enters the portal and then ends up at Georgia a day later, and then accuses Georgia of tampering. But so I don't know. It's old news. We've already done this before. I think that Brett has also like kind of walked backwards and said like, "Well, I didn't mean by that. Like I didn't mean anything by it. You know, I was just making a joke." And now I think he's doubling down on it. But whatever.
Yeah, it's a very weird joke to double down on as a head coach of a college football program, especially given that it was a year ago.
It was cool that one time he almost fought Shane Beamer, though.
Shane Beamer almost fought. That was the epitome of getting rage baited.
It's a good thing it was raining that day, or else Shane probably would have had to get a new pair of pants.
Shane Beamer would have broken his foot.
I hope it was raining that day. Bielema, probably a pretty scary guy.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You know, he's a pretty large fella.
I would not want to fight him.
No.
Size advantage.
No.
Certainly. So that was the first topic of the night.
Why hasn't his SID called him and told him that's a fake tweet?
Probably didn't care.
Yeah, I don't. Brett
Or
Bielema
doesn't have that kind of power with the football coach?
Maybe
Nobody
not.
in that building has walked up to the head man and be like, "Hey, you got fake news."
I've kind of always just assumed that if you're
Coach, all you had to do is watch the 45-second video.
if you're a head football coach and you have the time or you find the time to be on Twitter and active on Twitter and going out of your way to create original content from yourself on your own Twitter account, you just have ultimate say in what you tweet.
What if you have time to ride dozens of motorcycles and become an expert skier?
Sounds like a man that doesn't own social media.
Brett Bielema also strikes me very much as a guy who does not care at all what's on his social media. It's one of those things.
Are we cool with our football coach having hobbies? We're not cool with our football players having hobbies.
Yeah, that's true.
Why are we cool with the football coach who's supposed to be working 365 days a year having hobbies?
Do you think
Why was that a bonus point? I'm not to harbor back to Michigan. Why is that a bonus point in a puff piece? That this guy has other interests.
Well, I think
he
there's
should not. He should not. He should not have other interests. He should be a lunatic. He should be sitting in a room all day long. That's all he should be doing. He should be worried about football all day long.
There's a fine line of
Kirby, I pay him $12 million not to ride the black slopes in Utah.
Kirby Smart makes $13 million a year, and there's going to be at least 5 clips of him at a golf course this offseason.
It's a good point.
Now, there's a certain area where you go to the golf course too much, you turn into Hugh Freeze. But
I'm just saying, like we got pieces about oh, the player is an artist in the offseason. He must not love football.
Yeah, I think it makes you
like, what the hell?
I think it makes you more endearing to a certain degree. I also think that the NFL draft process is very much let's try to find anything we can to lower this player's value so we can get them at a better value.
Yeah.
You don't get an incentive to lowering a coach's value.
Just for every football guy I've ever been around just wants people obsessed with football. You have other hobbies that
I think
a turn off.
Ultimately depends too on like what your hobby is, like what you're doing in your spare time. Like that also depicts on like what people view your hobby.
I think he's a leather, like Harley rider. You think with like the leather jacket?
I would be shocked if he's a crotch rocket guy.
Right?
Yeah,
He's got to be a Harley guy.
definitely a chopper cruiser for
big,
sure.
Monkey bar handles.
The monkey bar.
Who's into?
I've never heard that reference before. I like it, Jay Will.
That's literally what it is.
All right,
Can't
so
be
we
He's got
comfortable.
what are they called? Sequins? The little
the tassels.
Oh,
yeah,
the
you think he's got the tassels
Yeah.
on the arms, flying in
the
the wind?
saddlebags.
I want to see Kyle Whittingham. Get AI. Give me some Chat GPT. Give me a photo of Kyle Whittingham on a Harley, please.
Put that.
Make
on
it
the
look
wall.
like Wild Hogs. That's what I'm envisioning now. Y'all know the movie Wild Hogs?
Of course, with Tim Allen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm envisioning. But Kyle Whittingham version.
Yeah. All right.
Sharon Moore's in the sidecar, just never mind.
No.
Go ahead.
You almost went too far. We have finished the first segment of the night. So in between, shall we do another blind ranking?
Oh, absolutely.
This topic, and by the way, they're all
Jonathan, try not to get absolutely the floor wiped with you with a tier 2 Georgia ball knower.
Your opinion means nothing to me, but continue.
This time, by the way, they're all going to be number categories. So this number, players who wore the number 4. Blind rank these players. Player number 1.
Guy was in his
Again,
bag creatively tonight.
Clear number 1 here. Continue.
Is there?
I already have the upper hand.
Okay.
Player number 4.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Or excuse me, player number 1 of 4, McElroy Hardman. I also should be noted, there was a very specific rule that I said at the start of the show.
Can you repeat that rule?
Players of the last 20 years.
Last 20 years. Okay.
So your definite number 1 probably is not here.
Chat, I think he's referring to Champ Bailey,
Yes.
friend of the show.
Yes.
So no Champ Bailey.
Because I did
right.
players over the last 20 years. Obviously, Champ Bailey would be number 1 if he was on
All
this.
right. Mecole Hardman.
I couldn't even, like, this is going to sound crazy. I might be tier 2 ball knower. I can't even think of the automatic best number 4 in the last 20 years.
Debatable. It's kind of debatable.
Are we in
For
the Keith
Mecole
Marshall
Hardman,
territory? Okay, go ahead.
For Mecole Hardman, I think I'm going to play it safe and just put him at number 3. Really exciting and fun player during his time at Georgia. Like, great wide receiver, great kick and punt returner. I think there's better options, though.
That's definitely a fair one. Are you agreeing with that, Brooks?
Sure. I'm laughing at the
Copying
chat.
my answers.
I'm laughing at the chat.
All right, player number 2, Oscar Delp.
It's really hard to say if I want to put him above Mecole or not.
Well, I'll say this. This is no shot to Oscar's career. He doesn't have a single play like the 2000 what was that, the SEC championship game, the vertical? Was that the Natty?
The
That's a natty.
2017 Natty.
Does he have a single play like that?
Mecole definitely had more exciting plays and honestly more memorable moments. The only thing that I'm getting hung up on is like when you want to think about players that are like earned DGD status, Oscar Delp is that. Like this guy stuck around for all 4 years. I'm going to put him at number 4. I'm going to put him behind Mecole.
All right.
Just
Player number-
disrespect.
I'm sorry, Oscar.
Disrespect.
Sorry.
Player
Put him at
number
4 as
3,
well.
Nolan Smith.
Okay. All right. This is number 2 for me.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Actually, I
I'm
take
gonna
that
put
back.
that in at 1.
Nolan Smith is number 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in at number
Nolan,
1.
you want like that, and that makes you feel good about my Oscar answer because Nolan Smith is like one of those dogs.
Yeah, because if it comes down to Nolan and Keith, it's Nolan.
yes,
Yeah.
there's another number 4 though that might be ahead of Keith. Continue.
There is. Player number 4, James Cook.
He's number 2 for me. I actually ended up.
Ooh. See, I want to redo my list now. This is what makes the blinds hard.
The blinds will make
See,
it fun.
this should be him 3 above Mecole and Oscar, and then Keith at 2 for me.
I actually stumbled into a James Cook Georgia highlight reel today. God, such a weapon.
He was
So much
cooking.
He
fun.
was so good, so good.
The 5th.
He was cooking. Yes, I know.
Kind of got stamped on there. I didn't let it breathe, you know. I didn't find a good enough space to let that one eat.
The 5th player on this list, and Jay Will's number 5 is Keith Marshall.
I'm cool with that.
So you're going to put Keith Marshall behind Oscar Delp and McCole Hardman?
I am going to put him behind Oscar Delp, and I'm okay with him being at number 5 because Keith Marshall was a great running back for Georgia. Had we not stumbled into some injuries, unfortunately, I think that he's certainly higher up on this list. But for what it ultimately ended up being for him, unfortunately, I think I'm okay with him being number 5.
Chat, clip it. I need that. Just clip it to where it's most sensational, where he goes, and number 5 on the list of greatest number 4s behind Oscar Delp and behind McElroy Hardman is Keith Marshall. And then cut it immediately once Jonathan says, I'm okay with that. And then send me that clip so I can send it directly to Keith.
Damn, dude.
Wow.
Let's set him up, chat.
He's trying to make.
Let's set him up, chat.
Wow.
He's trying to make you ops with Keith Marshall.
I know, for no reason whatsoever.
Could you imagine when in like 2012 when you were 11, 10 years old, like, go Keith Marshall, it's Gershel. Little did you know, decade down the road, that guy's going to hate you.
Honestly, I'd be like, dang, he knows me? He knows me enough to hate me?
Because you put him at number 5 on the list.
No disrespect, but hey, for a blind ranking, I'm okay with how that ended, all right?
Next segment. People argue J. Will might be wrong with his rankings. There are some things where we might have been wrong about coming into the spring. Heading into the spring, we talked about things we know about this team, things that we have kind of feel certain about, certain players that we feel like we know what their ceiling is. It's time for us, with the fact that spring is now over and the narratives have kind of changed, us come forward and be mature and say we might have been wrong.
Not proud of it, man enough to say it. I was not buying into the Jaw Jackson hype.
Oh, we all can put our hand up.
And I now am on the train.
We're all guilty.
I have gone from, I don't really believe you, to SOB might be a first-round draft pick at the end of the year. It's gone that far for me.
I've gone from not believing
my hand
you
back down.
to, hey, I'll put it back in play. All right? I'm not counting it out.
I've gone from not believing it to potential starter for Georgia. I think we also might have been wrong about the quarterback situation.
At least the 2.
Yeah, like obviously Gunner's number 1.
But the intel was right.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
We were wrong in January.
Correct.
We tapered off and were right come first practice. Like by practice 1, we were like, hey, Montgomery's had a good offseason at this point. Watch out. Montgomery's a good football player.
And, I mean, even in the lead up to all of this, it was, hey, Ryan Montgomery is a Kirby Smart Georgia quarterback where nothing super exciting but plays within the system so damn well. And I know this makes people shudder, but it is Carson Beck-esque. It's why in the lead up to 2020, 2021, even 2022, like, oh, just wait till this Carson Beck kid gets it going. Wait till he takes over the offense. Like, I think Georgia fans forget how excited people were about Carson Beck.
Jonathan, you know how I tell you to put reminders in your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Put a reminder in your phone for the next time we go to Knoxville and remind me to remind you to look at the crown on that field. Did y'all notice that when we were there last year?
It's pretty tall.
Oh, yeah, I do. We go on the field.
Did you notice how the middle of the field? It's like this.
Well, Brooks,
It's like fades off at the sidelines.
Neeland Stadium.
It's because they bury bodies under there.
I thought it was for water drainage.
No, it's because there's dead bodies under there.
It is. It is one of the more slanted fields.
Right.
And
I played on baseball fields.
It's the only college field I've ever noticed it at.
Yeah. Like, notice it that much. Like, you see
notice it at all.
I see it in Sanford.
Okay.
I notice it a bit.
I mean, there's almost a hump in the middle of the field, right down the middle of the field, and it kind of slopes towards the edge.
Like, I feel like if I put a golf ball in the middle of the field, it would roll to one of the sidelines.
Yeah.
It does not feel that way with Sanford. We might have been wrong about Dante Dowdell's usage. Coming into the season in the spring, it was kind of like, hey, we found the answer to the Josh McCray. Here's our power back. Based on what we saw on G-Day and what we've heard, he's a home run hitter as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we were on board of the short yardage situation as much as everybody else was. I do think that we were one of the first ones to kind of point out, like, this dude's got some juice to him, all right? Don't expect him to just be, only 3rd and short, only 4th and short.
I'm going to say it. I think they were wrong.
They were wrong, yeah. The team was wrong.
I think they signed a 6'2", 230-pound back and thought he might be thunder, and he's 6 for 120. He's lightning.
I'll add this into the mix. I was wrong about Georgia's cornerback 3 situation.
Cornerback
3 and 4 situation. Not that I was wrong about the players, but wrong in the sense of that was one of the bigger questions going into the offseason. It was kind of like, I don't even know who they're going to rely on, like Ken Gentry Williams being answered there. who's it going to be? And then turns out Braylon Conley and Jonte Gilbert are both ready to play or look ready to play, and they look the part, and they look like they're going to be really good football players. So that answer got very quickly.
I mean, I remember sitting down in the press box at GA looking at you before the game started and like, we're going to see a lot of wide receivers today because it was, don't know what that cornerback room's going to look like, but Jonte Gilbert and Braylon Conley locked it down, so I think we were definitely wrong about that. This is a very short, very minuscule period of time where we were wrong about this, but we were wrong about Jamarly Riddle's health.
Mm.
Like, there was a brief 2-week period of time where it was like, hey, guys, don't even think about 2026. That's not happening.
To be fair, the head coach, like a week before the spring game, said he's at 85%.
Yeah.
Right.
So I didn't expect him to go out there and be a full participant. At least I thought non-contact on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe put him in opposite, like a white jersey like they had the Williams kid, Gentry Williams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised by that. I think they were as well.
And it's not necessarily like, but there was a week and a half period where it was like, guys, stop it with the Jamarly Riddle hype. You're gonna be very disappointed. He's probably not gonna see the field. Give him 27. That's when he'll pop. It looks like he is going to play.
And
this
to
year.
be fair, the kid broke his leg the third play of the game in December.
Yeah,
Mid-December.
that's like
Hey, man, he just
He played mid-April.
that's like four and a half
those
months.
Brock Bowers genes. The bones just morph constantly.
Yeah.
Wolverine, isn't that what you said? He's Wolverine.
Yeah. And then the final thing I'll say I was wrong about, and I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to add on to this. I heard the good things about Jaden Riddell and was like, oh, that sounds good, but it was also kind of like, we'll kind of wait and see until it happens on the field.
Yeah.
Based on everything I've seen going with the reports you hear out of practice, I was absolutely wrong about Jaden
To
Riddell.
be fair,
Jamarly Riddle, one of the most hardest hitting safeties in the league. But earlier in bowl season, though, he broke his kid leg, though, Jonathan.
Is that the most recognizable
You
Madden?
gonna be? What?
Is that the most recognizable Madden clip of all time?
Has to be.
one of the most recognizable clips at all.
I thought that was like original viral.
It's one of
Yeah.
them. It's like OG YouTube days. for
That's
sure.
like holding the phone up to the TV.
And that's
just
good quality.
And just posting it.
That was
Yeah.
streaming back then.
Elite.
Going back to your comments about Jaden Riddell, I will say, like, giving ourselves some grace about the Jaden Riddell stuff, we're also kind of hesitant to just jump in and pile on some spring buzz around some players just because we know how those situations can go at times. Like, you just have, like we always say, anything you hear or see during the springtime you have to take with a grain of salt because ultimately that is not the season. It's not it's not actually time to go yet. The only other one that I would add is was wrong about Rayshawn Dinkins just be the automatic starter at star. Like, I think by the end of last season, it was like, well, that's Dinkins' job. We ain't got to worry about star. We know who's going to be there. And then Khalil Barnes is like, not so fast. That's going to be my job.
Let's go into the mind of a Greg Jennings.
He's been thinking about that
Yes.
the whole time. But no, you're all right. Like, it did seem like who's going to battle for the other safety position. Rayshawn Dinkins, that's his. He locked it up with what we saw from the Sugar Bowl, the SEC championship. So definitely kind of a weird thing we were wrong about. Now, all of these things could be proven different come regular season. They might have just been figuring things out. But it does seem like some of the narratives we spun heading into the spring season were, in fact, not correct.
Spun some spring
There it
narratives.
is. That's a good alliteration. Before we do get into the next topic or our next blind ranking, I do want to ask you a question that kind of involves the national hour. But I was thinking about this today because I have transfer portal notifications on for everything, and a lot of basketball things are flooding in right now. What is stopping a player from being a football and a basketball player and saying, football's not really working out for me. Let me enter the basketball transfer portal and use that as a way to transfer as a football player. Now, obviously, this is a 1 in 1,000 scenario. Almost no one is a dual sport athlete anymore. But is that a loophole?
Sure. Yeah, but you have to provide a roster spot on the basketball team for him.
In which something a team would never do. So it's
Well, not just a team. It'd be hard-pressed for me to walk into a basketball coach's office and be like, hey, you only have 9 spots on your roster. I need to occupy one of them for our football coach. We can't go 8-4.
yeah. I get it.
But at Texas Tech, no, you can't. They're trying in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They care about basketball, right? They care about everything.
Oh, yeah.
They're throwing money at everything.
Right.
I think the more realistic situation out there at Texas Tech is the fact that they know their schedule is winnable without a starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm. But it is an interesting
So
question.
hopefully it is. But to answer your question, nothing's stopping anybody other than the situation you just presented.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more likely that a baseball player does something like this.
Right.
Because it's far more frequent that a quarterback also is a pitcher on the baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's a 90 arm, we'll take him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put him in the pen. I mean, we got 45 baseball rosters or roster spots. See what I'm saying?
Right. No, it makes sense. It was just
Far
something I
more
thought
likely
about
there.
of because obviously
The
NCAA
answer is nothing. Nothing's stopping that from happening.
but it's such a minuscule scenario that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, because I would have you would have a hard time convincing me that the NCAA is going to not get their butt sued for suspending a football coach for 6 games when the kid's actually on the baseball roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
All right. Let's do another blind ranking, shall we?
Apparently, Thamel just reported basketball is officially going to 76.
Yeah, it happened.
They went from
before the
64 to 76.
Yep.
Wow.
And who asked for that? Nobody. Nobody asked for it.
Well, Jonathan, they gotta make more money.
They
don't.
need money.
They don't have to.
They gotta make more money, Jonathan.
They don't have
They
to.
need money.
Actually,
Everyone's
They gotta
so
make more
poor
money.
right now.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
take one of the
make
most
more money.
perfect postseason.
Hey, you know
formats
what'll
in all
save it
sports.
though? You know what'll save it though?
What?
Private equity money.
Oh, gross.
That
Even
saves
worse.
everything. Look at Zaxby's.
Even worse.
Zaxby's got so much better, didn't it?
No, it didn't.
I don't want to.
Look at Chipotle and Moe's. They've gotten so much
Never
better.
been to
haven't they?
Chipotle, so I don't know.
I'm not a huge Chipotle fan.
You've never been to Chipotle?
Just have never been.
Interesting.
I don't know. Just never been the opportunity for me to be like, you know what, I'm
Damn.
going to Chipotle.
I was always a Barb's
Who's
guy.
it? Interesting.
Phone call?
No, I'm trying to figure out why. No offense, because I saw them last year. I'm trying to figure out why Georgia was at Harris County today.
Huh.
I'm gonna have to find that out.
Motion.
I'm
Let's do our
saying
third
it.
blind ranking of the night while Brooks is answering that text message. The number topic this time around, players to wear number 7.
Number
Ooh,
7.
a lot of exciting
hold on.
names on there.
All right. I'm trying to envision these potential names.
Name number 1.
Someone said Chipotle would kill Kirby.
I can't even fight back anymore, dude.
Bro would look like he fell asleep in the tanning bed.
I can't even fight back anymore, dude.
Come on, dude. That's fun.
I was a do you remember like a decade ago?
Don't try to defend yourself right now, dog. What's up with the blind?
No, I was
five?
this wasn't even me defending myself. The reason I don't eat at Chipotle is you remember like a decade ago when they're having salmonella like issues? I was one of the victims, dude. I got sick as hell
Word.
from eating Chipotle.
Damn, I'm
So I
What's
sorry.
your restitution, fam?
Nah, it's too late now.
I need my restitution.
I was like 14.
I said,
need my
I said goose. I need my restitution.
What a bit. Players who wore number 7. Player number 1 on this list, Orlson Charles, tight end. Aaron Murray's former roommate, actually.
All right.
Went to high school with him.
I've really tried to picture all the number 7s.
Here's what I'll say about Orson Charles. If you ever meet Orson Charles, do not give him the compliment of you were Brock Bowers kinda before Brock Bowers. He doesn't like it. He'll let you know that we were independent players.
What did he say? I'm guessing.
I don't know.
Did you
I
tell
didn't
him
have
that?
this interaction with him. This is not me. I'm not speaking firsthand. It's not me at all.
All right. Oh, gosh. I think I might just have to go with my last strat, and I think I might have to put Orson Charles at number 3.
It's fair.
He kind of was Brock before Brock, though. He was the first move H that I remember that was about to go like big early first round, and then, oops.
Right. Number 2, Matthew Stafford.
Do I put him at number 1?
Yeah,
I think he has to be number 1.
yeah.
It's Matthew Stafford.
I mean, the only in my
There's
mind,
not another name I can
I was about to say
think
mentally, the only thing I could think of is like DeAndre Swift, and Swift's going to be 2 on this list.
of. Jermaine Burton.
Next list, or next player on the list, DeAndre Swift.
He's number 2.
It's fair.
DeAndre Swift's number 2.
Strong stiff arm on Burton, though.
Yeah, he loved using his hands.
Oh, man. Guys.
It's combative.
Player number 4, Lorenzo Carter.
I think he's a good number 4. I think. Let me think about this for a second.
He's in my mind had a better career than DeAndre, but we're already.
You think he had a better career than DeAndre Swift?
Really?
Yeah, at Georgia, yeah, and in the pros, yes.
Really?
I think Lorenzo Carter was a more impactful football player.
Really?
Yeah.
Lorenzo had a great career, but saying he had a better career than DeAndre.
Wasn't Lorenzo's senior year at Georgia like different?
I mean, Lorenzo had a great senior year at Georgia.
I mean,
he had a really
Didn't he block that field goal?
DeAndre Swift was the entire offense in 2019.
DeAndre Swift is the last running back at Georgia.
All right,
multiple thousand.
He's the
yards.
only reason
guys,
Georgia
all right,
beat
guys.
Kentucky in 2019.
Quit beating on me.
See,
I
tier
get it.
1, tier 2.
That shit is wild, bro. This shit is wild.
All right. The 5th player on this list and the number 5 for out of all the
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Freshman Tyreek Stevenson. Because it's
Numero uno,
that might
baby.
be number 1.
One.
The 5th player on this
That
list.
boy was goated.
Peach Bowl Tyreek Stevenson.
Ring of honor
Yeah,
type
dude.
shit right there, dog.
That is the epitome of tier 1 ball knowledge.
Who
It
it?
is Jermaine Burton.
Okay, he's number 5. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
no. I'm only ranking 4 players. If that's possible. I don't even
That's
want to
cold.
rank the 5th.
The
one.
goal for that
That's
one was
cold.
to try to get you to put him anywhere other
See,
than 5.
this is the crap I thought he was going to do with the first one.
But you played that with. That's your best list so far, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you.
That a boy.
All right, next topic. I watched an old Georgia football game this week. In case you guys want to have the notes
What
on
game?
that.
What game?
The 2013 South Carolina game. Now, let me set this game up for those who don't necessarily remember. I
I
can
got
tell
nothing.
by Brooks' face.
I got absolutely nothing.
This is
Is this
20.
Jabo Shaw?
No.
Got nothing.
This is
Also, was it Jay
Connor.
Connor.
Jabo's the high school football
Connor
coach.
Shaw.
That tells you where my brain's at right now.
Connor Shaw was, in fact, the coach or quarterback of this
Mm-hmm.
game. Let me set the scene for you. Georgia had lost its last 3 to South Carolina. This is the peak of the Steve Spurrier era. They went to this SEC championship in 2010. They had Georgia's number in 2011. They beat the hell out of them in 2012. Like, very much a thorn in Georgia's side. Early September, South Carolina was not an easy win for Georgia. Georgia was also coming off of a loss to Clemson in Death Valley this past week.
Is this Clowney?
This is Jadeveon Clowney. That was the first note I had is I forgot how much hype was around Jadeveon Clowney. Like, it was honestly weird how ESPN covered it. Like, Jadeveon Clowney had been battling some sickness in the lead up to this game, and it was like 80 degrees. So, like, they're talking about what Jadeveon Clowney had for his pregame meal. Anytime he steps on the field, like, oh, Jadeveon Clowney's in here. Very interesting dynamic.
I do remember that being the start of this guy doesn't give a lot of effort talks.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then he jumped a bunch of bags at his pro day, and that was like, he was the first. He hit the roof on his pro day, Anthony Richardson type stuff.
Oh, my God.
It was like they lined up 4 dummies, like 4 bags, laid them on the ground, and he broad jumped over it. And it was like all over ESPN's top 10 plays,
Yeah.
just jumping over bags.
I mean, we always kind of talk about how much hype he got. Like, the hype at this time was real. Like, even if Jadeveon Clowney got in the backfield, didn't fail, it was like Clowney was in the backfield on that play. Like, oh, my goodness. So, yes. I also forgot how good of a quarterback Connor Shaw was. Like, just the epitome of a really solid college quarterback. Ran a lot of option plays with him there.
Very Gunnar Stockton-ish.
Yeah, but like if Gunnar Stockton wasn't tough and brute, if he was speedy and quick. That's what I would say Connor Shaw was. So, absolutely. I'll go ahead and get this take out of the way from watching this game start to finish. Todd Gurley might not be your best running back of all time. Obviously, he's not the number one.
He's mine.
Not only that, he might be, like, you might have him lower than Nick Chubb. You might have him lower than Sony. Like DeAndre Swift. There's guys you might have him lower than. There's someone on Twitter that has him lower than Garrison Hurst.
Just go ahead and out him.
Not outing him.
What?
That's
The any Georgia fan that spends time on Twitter, I think.
That's an
would
off-air
understand.
thing. Well, I'll tell you later. But Todd Gurley, Todd Gurley, without a doubt, has the most aura out of any of those running backs.
Is that tier 2, Jonathan?
Yeah, but maybe flirting with it. But hey, everybody has their opinions, all right. You know,
Respect the opinion.
I would say that I agree with Kirby though that for my money, Todd Gurley is the best running back that I personally have watched, at least at the college level.
There is not another running back that we've seen like Todd Gurley at Georgia. Obviously, DeAndre Swift is multi-talented. There were, like, anytime Todd Gurley stepped on the field, because they rotate a lot of running backs on the Rick era, Keith Marshall would come in. Anytime Todd Gurley came back in the huddle, you heard the crowd start to erupt. I have not heard another team or another player get that response since Brock Bowers came back from his injury. And that was coming back from an injury. This was, hey, Todd Gurley's just coming in for the next drive. It was that insane. And by the way, he dominated this entire game. Like, there's multiple highlight plays of him. He gets his helmet ripped off on a face mask and stays up. Like, go back and rewatch that game just to see how special Todd Gurley was. Now on to the game. Georgia walks down, has a touchdown, their first offensive drive. Starts by surprise onside kick from Mark Richt immediately after. Steal a possession there. Also convert a 4th and 13 in this game. Georgia takes a 17-3 lead. Ultimately, South Carolina comes climbing back. Aaron Murray, by the way, so damn good. I know you have your beefs with Aaron Murray. I know
beef with Aaron
I know
Murray.
you have labeled him as the Choochle's boy wonder. That name hasn't flown around a little bit since he's been training for his Iron Man. But Aaron Murray, an incredible quarterback for this team.
Yeah. Yes. Aaron Murray is a legend.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Do I need to restate why I want to have a throwing competition with Aaron Murray?
you don't. I'm just trying
I'm not just being a jackass.
I'm doing spin.
I'm curious.
I'm doing
I'm
spin
ball
zone
curious.
here. This game also reminded me how much things have changed and honestly how old I am. So you'll love this. Todd's Taste of the Town.
Todd Blackledge.
Todd Blackledge Taste of the Town. If you don't know what that was, he would have a segment where he would go to a local restaurant in the game that he was covering, do a quick history on it, synopsis, show how great the food was. Fantastic segment. For this in particular segment, Todd's Taste of the Town went to Mama's Boy. Mama's Boy is a very famous restaurant in Athens. He's talking about it. He gets a big plate, gets a pie. I don't remember exactly what it was.
It was like hash browns,
He gets a
poached eggs.
Yeah, he gets a
some
hash
other
brown
stuff.
bowl, all these things. And then something devastating happens during the Todd Blackledge.
You're actually going to talk about
During the
this.
Todd's Taste of the Town. He's talking about the dessert menu in an item. He goes, and probably my favorite part of this, and someone puts a big chocolate cake in front of them. Actually, no, there's a dramatic pause, and he goes, and my favorite Bill Cosby tradition. And someone puts a big piece of chocolate cake, and he goes, there's a dramatic pause after that, and he goes, chocolate cake for breakfast. And then he starts singing the Bill Cosby Dad is Great Gives Chocolate Cake song. Obviously, before the Bill Cosby story happened.
I thought Bill Cosby was the chocolate pudding guy.
He's that too, yes.
He's also that.
I
He's also
didn't know he was into the
It's from
chocolate
the Cosby
cake.
Show.
It's from the
Okay.
Cosby Show. But, yes, so Todd Blackledge does that. Then they pan back to the booth, and Brad Nessler is laughing about it, and Todd Blackledge spends another 10 to 15 seconds talking about how much he loved the Cosby Show and how much he admires Bill Cosby. It was the most like, no, Todd, no. It felt like I was Matthew McConaughey on Interstellar watching this. Where he's like, no, stop talking about how great Bill Cosby is.
Banging on the bookshelf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was a little bit. Also, the SEC network was not a thing at this time. They were actively advertising the start of the SEC network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so just realized how old this game
Did
was.
that start this when so that was like the SEC network began like becoming a thing when Missouri and Texas A&M were added to the conference?
Correct, yes. So did you see that? I can't even acknowledge that. Had to hide that one. Come on, Roman. But so talking about the game now. It's a back and forth. It's a non-defensive affair as it was for Georgia many times in 2013. Georgia ultimately takes the lead because of two things. Quavon Hicks, fullback, dives up the middle.
Oh, what a face mask on that guy.
Fed families elite. And then, of course, the Aaron Murray strike to Justin Scott Wesley to seal the game. Iconic. Georgia won it 41-30, but just another fun walk down memory lane for us to have in the
Justin Scott Wesley, the first 3-hyphen name?
The first?
The first hyphen name I remember.
It's funny. They actually had another hyphen name on that roster who will shudder when you hear this name for Georgia fans. Josh Harvey Clemens.
Bad memories.
Do you know that reference?
Yeah. Wasn't he on the same play with Trigger Trey Matthews?
Him and Trey Matthews.
Yes.
They both played at Georgia?
Yes.
Same time, same play.
They both went to...
And they both ended up leaving.
Both touched the ball.
Trey ended up at Auburn.
Yes. Trey caught
he got his face ran through by Leonard Fournette.
And then Josh Harvey Clemens ended up at Louisville.
Mm-hmm. Trey Matthews
actually had a decent career at Louisville, didn't he? Because he got drafted.
He was on the team, though, that ended up playing Georgia in the Belk Bowl, though, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. With that, and Nick Chubb ran all over. It was very satisfying.
Nick Chubb had over 240 yards.
Man, if you want to know how far Georgia football is coming, he just talking about the Belk Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never covered a Belk Bowl.
No, I don't think it exists anymore, so you never will.
I might opt out of that one.
Also, fun tidbit, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Dog fans. I'm pretty sure Trey Matthews was on Auburn's roster in 2016, and when Georgia beat Auburn in their very, Kirby Smart's first iconic win, they run a wide receiver pass with Terry Godwin in the red zone, and Terry Godwin throws an interception to Trey Matthews. So if you need any more reason to dislike him.
The circle of life of football right there.
I'm just laughing at the idea that the time that Georgia players were cashing their checks twice. Because online banking was brand new. And people thought you could get away with that.
Oh, it's free money, dude.
Free money glitch.
Oh,
How
man.
far we have come as a society. Would you all like to do another blind ranking?
Would love
Sure.
You know what? A or B, Jonathan? Don't ask. Just A or B.
B.
B it is. We will be doing players that wore number 24 for this blind ranking.
Oh, gosh.
No, Sean won. Nope. Dominic Kelly won.
He's probably on this list, too. That's the funny thing.
He probably is.
Dominic Kelly is definitely on
Dominic
this
Kelly
list.
won, and then the rest can fight for 2 through 5.
Who's Dominic Kelly? I know Dominic Sanders.
I know Jonte Gilbert and I know Braylon Conley, but I don't know anything about Dominic Kelly.
He who shall not be named.
I had to watch him today, so at least you didn't have to do that.
Actually, I didn't mention this when you were going through your Ohio State notes. Thank you for not actually saying anything about him when you broke down your Ohio State film.
There was one clip we watched of him today, and it was Dominic Kelly being Dominic
I don't want to
Kelly.
hear about that. So thank you for
And
not.
don't be trying 2-4. Just don't even.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone. That's over
Not
there.
to be played with.
Not to be trifled with.
All right.
That will
Start
haunt-
us off, Kirby.
That will haunt me forever. Player number 1, we have Malachi Starks. Where are you putting him, J. Will? Strong candidate for 1, but can you go 1 off the bat?
I don't know if I can go 1 off the bat because No Sean is looming. I can feel it. And No Sean is like epitome of my childhood. Like, that was the guy for me.
Yeah.
So, out of respect for No Sean in that regard, I'm going to put Malachi at 2.
All right. Player number 2, Dominic Sanders. God bless you.
Such a polarizing career. So, like, had some great moments, set some records.
I believe he's the school record for all-time career interceptions.
He is, but at the same time, there's also some other moments that we will not discuss that he is involved with. So I'm going to put Dominic Sanders at number 4.
I think that's fair. Player number 3, Washawn Ely.
Ooh.
That's not Wayshawn.
I always heard preferred pronounced Washawn.
I've heard it both ways. I don't correct people no matter how
He
they
wore
say
24.
it.
He did wear
I
24.
thought he was a single digit. Didn't he play running back?
He did play running
I
back.
thought he was a single digit.
I don't think so.
I believe he was. I believe you might be thinking of Caleb King.
Yes, Caleb King in the same backfield. He did wear single digit.
Okay.
Let's see if it shows up for me over here.
I did pretty extensive research.
He wore number 24. He also did switch to number 3 eventually, though.
Correct.
But in 24. So are we doing this based on his time in number 24?
Just do it based on the whole. If you wore the number, you get to rep it. The whole career is yours.
Okay. So I'm gonna put him above Dominic Sanders. I'm gonna put him at number 3.
Wow. Really? Okay.
I am.
Interesting. All right.
Just because I don't want to put him at number 5 because I'm fearful of what number 5 might end up being, or what I'm hoping. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Player number 4, no Sean Marino.
He's number 1. He's at the
Understandable.
top of the list.
All right. So before I give you who the 5th player is, I want to know who you think I'm about to tell you.
You're either about to tell me it's Dominic Kelly, and then I'm fine with him
He's
being
no.
the number 5
No,
spot.
No. Don't say that name anymore.
And honestly, I can't think of another number 24, if I'm being honest.
The
Bo
number
Walker?
on the roster still
Oh,
does not qualify for this.
Yeah, I can't think of another number 24 right now.
J. Will's number 5 player on this list, which, by the way, you've done an excellent job in these blind rankings.
Oh, you're about to get hit in the face.
I
with
know. I'm
some
about to get
goat.
smacked.
You're about to get smacked.
Prather Hudson.
Oh,
Oh.
all right.
Number
Hey.
5, Prather Hudson.
Oh,
So you've
boy.
got no Sean, Malachi, Washawn Ely, Dominic Sanders, and Prather Hudson, which honestly I just switched Dom and Washawn, but
It's only because you didn't finish as a dog, Prather. I know you had to go chase some playing time, but
I finally got to meet Prather Hudson. recently.
Oh yeah, I remember that. He cool guy.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what's up?
Does he recognize you?
Yeah, we knew each other. We knew why we knew each other.
Does he know me?
Prather also walked by me for like 3 years as a GA
Understandable.
every year coming out of the tunnel.
I forgot he
and I was
was a
standing
GA
right
for
there.
a
Now
while.
he's a position coach down at Georgia Southern.
So we have one more blind ranking.
We have one more blind ranking.
All right, let's do it.
Do you want to just knock out? I have one more.
I got
second.
notes from the
we have
trail
another.
if y'all want these.
Oh yeah, let's
Well,
do notes for the trailer, whichever segment you have as well.
I just have old numbers or
All right.
old players that, yeah.
All right.
The notes from the
Let's
trail
do
is much more
notes from the
pertinent.
trail. Brooks has an early dude alert. You ready? This kid has no Power 5 offers. By the end of the spring,
Oh,
I
you got
guarantee you he has half a dozen.
You got you one?
No, I didn't discover this kid. This kid was going to be discovered no matter what because of who his dad is and who his dad played with and the fact that he's 6'2", 175 pounds and is going to be a 4-year starter at a state title-winning program. Bo Talbert, his dad is Brandon Talbert. You might know him. Played linebacker at the University of Georgia in the 90s. Also happened to be on the same roster as Kirby Smart. Started his career at Georgia at safety and then moved down to the line of scrimmage.
Dang, dude, Kirby kicked him off his spot.
He got big at 6'3", 230 pounds and had to kind of play in the box.
Oh, dude, that's prime 90s safeties weight.
Okay. Played 3 or 4 years in the league, but is longtime friends with Kirby Smart. So this kid was going to be found no matter what. Probably was going to get a Georgia offer no matter what. But it's not like I discovered him. He's a rising sophomore. He's 6'2", 175 pounds. Last year, he played at corner and started every game as a true freshman outside playing corner. Now he's grown even taller, so they've moved him back to safety. I project this kid in 24 months to be 6'3", 215.
Good Lord.
If you see him right now, you're like, oh, God. I mean, first of all, he looks like he is a child, but he looks like a 11-year-old in a 17-year-old's body already. So he's going to get much bigger. And dad, NFL genes. His dad was 6'3", 230 at the NFL draft. I bet this kid's 6'3", 230 at the NFL draft when it's all said and done. He's gonna be loaded down with Power 4 offers by the end of the spring. It ain't even going to take that long. I saw a player I really liked yesterday. Now, everyone likes him. His official visits list is like Arkansas, Florida State, and like somebody else. It's not like he's some mid-major kid that's 2027 kid that's going to be popping on the radar. It's Kamani Adams over there at Kell. 2027 corner stood out a lot yesterday. I thought he's a pleasant surprise for me already this spring from a standpoint of that kid practices like a pro. Now, I've only seen 2 practices, but I've seen 175 practices over the last 3 years. They don't practice like pros often, even when they're like 5 stars. They don't. They just kind of go through the motions. They talk a lot of shit, bad body language every once in a while. Like even the high-end prospects are like this often. Rarely do you find a kid top to bottom attacking everything like a pro. I think he's going to be a very, very good football player. There's a play that I sent to a coach yesterday where he's on the left side. First of all, plays both sides of the ball for Kell. Slot receiver and corner, and doesn't come off the field during practice because you're not supposed to if you're a good football player. There's a play where he's on the left side, and he runs clear across the side of the other side of the field, flashes across the screen, and then knocks a kid clean out of bounds into the chain link fence. Love that kid. Love the way he practiced yesterday. Saw Andrew Beard today from Prince Avenue. That's Garrison Hurst's nephew. Some people think that guy's better than Todd Gurley. I think that person's crazy. You got to tell me who that is after the show.
Oh, we will.
But yeah, Garrison Hurst's nephew had been a Georgia offer kid since his freshman year at Prince Avenue. I think there's still mutual interest between he and Georgia, despite the fact that Georgia already has 2 commits in the 27 class, and they're good ones, right? So Noah Parker kid from South Georgia, and it's Keemon Spell, the #1 back in America. And I think there's twofold. He likes Georgia. Georgia likes him, but Georgia also thinks there's a very strong chance they lose 3 running backs this year. Dowdle's out of eligibility. They think Nate's going to get drafted, and Chauncey could get drafted. So you kind of have to prepare for the worst in that room. Gavin Hollum is a 2029 quarterback over there. He's going to be really, really good. He's already got an FSU offer. Iowa was there today to watch him. He's spinning it really, really well as a rising sophomore, right?
Yes.
Rising sophomore. So already 6'3", physically already big enough to play the position. I mean, Aaron Philo was at practice today, Florida's quarterback, and spoiler alert, that's who I played catch with. And I mean, they look like brothers, they look like carbon copies already. So this kid's going to be a big time prospect, I would imagine. So Philo can spin it. My God, Philo can spin it.
Yeah, I don't doubt that one bit.
Yeah, that was not surprising.
I mean, damn. I told him straight up, I was like, hey, I need you to play well. And he's like,
please.
What? I'm
I've
like,
been giving
dude.
so many takes
I was
about
like,
you.
exactly. I said, buddy, I don't do this often, but I got takes on you. I got big time takes on you.
What'd he say? We said now I have pressure.
No, he turned around and said, good. It's a good stock to be buying. Like,
Ooh, he's confident.
oh, yeah.
Of course he is.
Arrogant. Take him down the draft board. Can't be drafting arrogant players. This is what they do in the NFL combine process, by the way. If you say anything, they find a way to spin it as a negative and lower your value. We have one final blind ranking before the show
Let's
ends
do it.
tonight. J-Lo, are you excited for this one?
I'm so excited for this one.
The topic is players who wore the number 1.
Oh, gosh. Maybe I'm not too excited.
There's a
about
lot
this
of
one.
them, and
There's a lot of ability to be wrong here.
This is the hardest one. I saved it for last for you. Player number 1 is Zachariah Branch, a historic wide receiver. Only had 1 season, though.
1 season as a Dog, but it was a very special season.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for a fact that I'm going to have, if they're on this list, I know for a fact Sony Michel is going to be ahead of him. I know for a fact that Muhammad Massaquoi is going to be ahead of him. Gosh, I don't want to put him at number 4, but I think I might put him at number 4, to be honest.
Wow, all right.
I'm going to put Zachariah Branch at number 4.
Zachariah
Because I also just thought of another player that I would put ahead of him.
Zachariah Branch takes the number 4 spot. Player number 2, Muhammad Massaquoi, had a 4-year career at Georgia. Excellent DGD status.
Oh, man. Yeah, for that fact, what you just mentioned, I think I'm going to put Muhammad Massaquoi at number 2.
Ooh, all right. Massaquoi at 2. Player number 3, George Pickens.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between. Didn't play a ton, but when he did, man,
and that's
talent
why,
was undeniable.
That's why I'm going to put him at number 3. So many great George Pickens moments, but ultimately Massaquoi had a more impactful career because he was available to play for 4 years. But George, man, that's iconic moments with him for sure.
Player number 4, Sony Michel.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. I'm just enjoying the show.
Are you putting Sony Michel at 5 or 1, J-Bo?
I'm putting Sony Michel at number 1. Come on, man.
Understandable. And your 5th player on this list,
Devon Wilson.
the worst out of all of them, Bretton Cox.
Okay.
It's valid.
See?
Hey, did you know he transferred to Florida
Really?
When did you do that?
recently?
I
No
didn't.
way.
Someone's got to keep me updated.
You know
on
what?
things,
I think
man.
he actually got kicked out of a game recently, too, against Georgia. Remember, he got in a fight, got suspended, kicked off the
Dude,
team.
I hate that.
I heard he got kicked off the team.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Crazy stuff. We may be breaking news
Has
right
enough
now,
has
actually.
enough time passed that joke isn't even an inside
Not in
joke
Discord.
anymore?
Not in Discord.
Discord,
No.
it will forever.
When did that change to Fubo in Discord, by the way?
It was during last season.
Because I don't even know.
It was
And now it's Fubo, and I'm glad because it's better to get Fubo'd in the chat
So,
than
for
Coxed in the
those-
chat.
For those who are not aware of our Discord family over there.
Patreon.com/Brooks Austin.
Absolutely. If you're not a part of it, you certainly should be. Very entertaining. But there's a running joke in there with the Brenton Cox stuff where the day he got kicked off Florida's team, it got posted in our Discord for the next 8 hours. And so it became a term of you just got coxed because you posted something after somebody already brought it to the board. And then it turned into Fubo, and that became a joke last year. I want to say during the Alabama game maybe, during the Alabama game. And it was because if you were using
Fubo's stream was delayed.
it was always way behind everybody else.
Okay.
And so people would be in Discord live reacting to the games. And so people would be like, oh my gosh, Chauncey Bowe just had a 40-yard run to the Fubo. People are like, what the hell, man? I'm like 2 plays behind right
Georgia doesn't
now.
even have the ball right now.
Half the chat's like, bro, chill out. I'm 6 seconds behind.
Yeah, so that's what now it's turned into Fubo. You have Fubo.
That is all we have for tonight's local hour.
Now he's puzzly reading something.
He's trying to read. What is he reading?
Can he read?
Can you do it?
I don't know what's going on.
That was all for nothing.
I don't know what that is. Oh, we had Super Chubs tonight.
We
did?
sure did.
Oh, Marcy, yes. You know, Marcy's, I have a love-hate relationship.
Marcy
with
Green says, supporting the boys.
Well, here's the thing.
$50 chub.
Here's the thing. Marcy,
Super Chub.
Marcy does an excellent job providing Super Chubs. By far the most consistent Super Chub we have throughout the offseason. And she'll typically do it very nicely.
She roasts you?
The problem is she just roasts the hell out of me the rest of the show.
Yeah, she was liking my jokes.
Yeah, I have a very 50-50 relationship with Marcy. So, thank you, Marcy, but also, please stop being mean to me. It's hurting my feelings.
You a mild sauce guy at Taco Bell?
No, I like hot sauce. Taco Bell is also another place that made me deathly ill because I ate 24 tacos on a ride home one day.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You went 2 dozen?
Yeah.
Bro, hard shell, soft shell?
Hard shell. It was back when they had the taco. It was back when they had the
the
taco.
Taco 12 pack. I
Oh,
did
yeah.
that, brother. You talked to
All
a
right,
ball
just
knower
making
over
sure
here.
you knew.
Now they
You
got the
talked to
party
a bell
pack.
knower over here.
The party pack, we were on the ride back home from Hilton Head, and it was like, you know what? Let's get Taco Bell. Dude, $6, 12 tacos? Sign me up. About halfway through the car ride home, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need
You
to
know
pull
what?
over.
Chicken strips and Chick-fil-A sauce, when they first came out together, I got deathly ill, food poisoning off of it. And I didn't eat Chick-fil-A sauce for maybe 15 years.
See, I don't like the Chick-fil-A sauce because
And now I'm back on it. Back on it.
Their buffalo sauce is underrated.
They do have good buffalo sauce.
They're ranch.
No,
Mid.
they used to have better ranch. They changed it. I think it was buttermilk ranch. They used to have buttermilk ranch, and they did away with it. Now they just have their typical ranch. But
Who's got the what fast food restaurant's got the best ranch?
I don't know. I'm not a big ranch guy when I go to
I'm
fast
probably
food.
going to go Zaxby's.
Zaxby's doesn't have bad ranch. I don't usually go ranch at fast food, though.
Yeah, that's why. That's what I'm saying. None of them have any decent ranch.
Yeah. Now, if we're at a sit-down restaurant and there's
Ranch it
a house
up.
ranch, oh, I'm getting the ranch.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right.
I also wish Caesar dressing was more incorporated.
I'm at Columbia, Stevenson, and Lithonia tomorrow. I have to watch Columbia practice. I have to watch Stevenson practice. And Lithonia is at 6:30. So we don't have a show tomorrow, but I wouldn't have been here anyways.
All right.
Damn.
We'll
we're
have
sorry,
fun on the road. Be
we're
safe.
sorry we're going to miss you.
What do you
I'll
want
be-
to do tomorrow? Do you
I'll
want to
be-
work in the morning?
I would not be able to.
I'll be
I
getting
have
a
to
cavity
have
filled
my
tomorrow.
our 1 year house inspection fixers are coming. Whatever.
All right,
you
I got to
call
find
that.
out who's insane. Let's end the show.
Okay.